Perfect. And we're live on twitch.tv. And now we're live on TikTok. Let's go. Let me test it. Let me see if everything's working right. Yes, sir. Yes, sirree. It's working. All right. Bet. Welcome, everybody, to a brand new Creator News Live. My name is Devin Street, and we got a lot of news to cover today. We're going to be going over a ton of stuff. This is my first ever time streaming across all the platforms. But interestingly enough, I noticed something right now that's not good. The headline is wrong on TikTok. Uh-oh. But wait, I think I can fix that very easily. Yes, I can. Okay, hold on. We're learning things in real time right now. Okay, bet. All right. Now it's updated across everything. Got me a Big K cherry Coke because we don't support Coca-Cola. And we're getting ready to go live, baby. Excited. I'm excited because this is the first time. I need lo-fi music. What is this piano? This is not the music for a stream. Lo-fi music, no copyright, because we're streaming on YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch for the first ever time. We're gonna be talking about some creator news. I feel like I played this one before and I got copyright striked, but oh well, sue me. We are live on Twitch. Perfection. Let me open this Coke first, and then we'll start the stream. All right. What is going on, everybody? My name... Is that too loud? Turn that down a little bit. But, yeah. Let me make sure... Okay, perfect. We're like testing things in real time. But what's going on, everybody? My name's Devin Street, and this is Creator News Live, where we talk about everything going on in the creator economy, from its past to its present to what is the future of social media. My name is Devin Street. I've been doing content creation 8 years now. I started on YouTube. I was big on TikTok at one point. Now I'm trying to do all three at the same time: Twitch, TikTok, and first ever stream. All three platforms today. And we're going to be talking about a lot of news. Let's check the docket, see what we got today. So today we're going to be talking about, is TikTok Shop failing? Because there's some numbers coming in about who TikTok's laying off, and it does not look good for TikTok Shop. We're also going to be talking about on YouTube. They've announced slop content getting monetized. We'll talk about what that is and what that means in a little bit. We'll do some fun stuff. We'll watch a day in the life of Valkyrae, a Twitch streamer. We're also going to be talking about Maya Higa is leaving the Wine About It podcast, and there's an announcement in there about a new host that is coming to that podcast. So then after that, I went to VidCon. I'm going to TwitchCon in a couple months, but I went to VidCon a couple weeks ago, and I've already like shared my thoughts on it on stream and everything. But now, taking a step back while everyone else has gotten to get their thoughts out about VidCon and everything, not good. It doesn't seem that great for the future of VidCon. So I'm going to be sharing a little bit more of the things I struggle with at VidCon, and also reacting to Well Entertainment's video on just like everything that kind of went wrong with VidCon. And then on top of that, we are going to be taking a look at some of the like track options that were on VidCon, as well as like their schedule. All this has been completely deleted off of their website and everything, but I still have it because I attended. I have a little pamphlet I'm going to read off of for a little bit. And then later on after that, we're going to be taking a look at Kai's friend group falling apart, actually. And then later on, you know, late into the stream, when we're well, when there's not that many people in here, because it seems like especially people like to come in at the very beginning of the stream and then they don't stay that very long. So as viewers start to die off, we'll talk about stuff for the more long-term fans of me, talk about, you know, just the stream format, you know, how it is with me reacting to other people's videos, how it is with me reading articles, and come up with new ways for news coverage, like potentially like doing PowerPoint formats or something. And then just to end the stream, we'll just do some chill looking at LSF and YouTube drama. So yeah, I mean, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's test a little bit to make sure this is still working. I think it is. Okay, bet. So welcome to the live. Thank you guys for sending in the likes. We're gonna go ahead and get into creator news in a little bit. Let me turn down this music down a little bit. Where do I want it? Like 30 decibels? That's good. And then what is going on over here? Okay, so I got Twitch on this monitor, YouTube on this monitor, TikTok over here. We're doing this all at once at the exact same time, so it's a little crazy. Oh, thank you for the roses. I appreciate that on TikTok. This is weird, dog. Cause like before I was just like multi-streaming on, you know, just YouTube and Twitch, and that's like the same format, right? That's like it's easier to manage that. But you know, when you start streaming on with my shit. But yeah, when you start streaming on TikTok compared to YouTube, Twitch, you know, TikTok's vertical while all my other streams are horizontal. So I had to go in and make like a custom, like I'm streaming like the same stream, but like in two different formats, right? So like on TikTok, you're gonna see it like vertically up and down, but on YouTube, you're gonna see it like horizontally. So it's a bit confusing. It's hard to make sure everything works. If that makes sense. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. We're gonna be talking about the creator today. But anyway, guys, first, some personal news. What has happened in the life of Devin the last little bit? So, I mean, today, not much happened. I went to the gym. My AirPods didn't connect. That was a nightmare. And then I had to raw dog the gym pods. And that meant listening the worst remix music I have ever heard in my life. So I go to a UFC, and I don't know what they do with the music there, but they pick some weird remixes to, you know, or to play and talk about and everything. One of those remixes was Turn Down for What, but it was the instrumental of Turn Down for What, except for the chorus. But then it was also Kendrick Lamar, They Not Like Us lyrics with the Turn Down for What instrumental underneath it, and it did not go together at all. And I had to sit there. I couldn't even do my reps. I was like, what is I listening to right now? It was terrible. But besides that, oh yeah, it was my birthday. I forgot about that. I am officially unk status now. I have turned 25 years old. I am old man in the consideration of content creation and YouTube and everything. But yeah, I had my birthday. I turned 25. I celebrated. I went to none other than Las Vegas, and it was my first time ever in Vegas. I went to the casinos and everything, and it was a great time. I enjoyed it. I didn't know if I was gonna like it, but you know, I really like Vegas, and I didn't get addicted to gambling, but I had a lot of fun time gambling. It was a great time, and it was huge for me because I hadn't celebrated my birthday in a long time. The last time I celebrated my birthday was 4 years ago. I celebrated my 21st birthday my 22nd birthday, I had COVID. Actually, fast forward before that, in 2020, there was lockdown, so I didn't get to celebrate my birthday in 2020. 21, I did celebrate my birthday. I went out with friends. 22, I didn't celebrate my birthday again because I had COVID. 2023, I didn't celebrate my birthday because I was moving from my college town out to Los Angeles. So I literally spent the day hauling all my stuff in a car and everything. And then 24, last year, I didn't celebrate my birthday either because I was absolutely broke and I was working, and I worked from like, I don't even know, like 9 a.m. to like midnight or something, like a long work day. And I didn't celebrate my birthday at all. So that's kind of what's been going on, guys. If you want to tap those likes, thank you for the roses and everything. I appreciate that. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna just get into it, talk about the news now. And it's because we got some interesting things going on in social media specifically. Usually we're talking about creators, but today we're talking about a platform as a whole, and that is TikTok Shop. So right here makes the headline magic. I know it's but yeah, I don't have the article. Yeah, we're gonna be getting this article off. But yeah, here it is. Got this headline right here of TikTok Shop staff just faced a third round of layoffs in 3 months. What's the deal? So, if you do not know what TikTok Shop is, first off, where have you been? Second off, TikTok Shop is something that I've considered for a long time to have an extremely high potential, but to be doing it in the wrong way, right? Because I think TikTok Shop wants to be like Amazon, but instead they're giving the vibe of, Temu, right? Or like madeinchina.com. Like, it clearly does not feel like a good user shopping experience. A lot of that is like the quality of the products as well. A lot of it's drop shipping, and it's just not the best thing in the world, right? So in this article by TubeFilter, let me find, James Hale wrote this, and basically there's a popular sentiment floundering video game industry right now. It doesn't matter if you make a bad game or a good game. It doesn't matter if your game makes money or doesn't make money. Either way, in either case, you're getting fired. Not because you underperformed by any normal person's standards, but because the corporate developer you work for wants to rehire lower paid staff for the next title. Oh, that's interesting. So this is so I thought TikTok Shop was laying people off because TikTok Shop wasn't doing too well, but it sounds like they're going to be laying people off for cheaper labor. Hell no. Anyway, sounds awful, and that's a lot of what's happening with TikTok Shop right now. The e-commerce hub is fastest growing part of TikTok's business, with ByteDance finally managed to replicate a portion of social shopping. Yeah, because if you did not know, TikTok Shop has been around for years and years in China, and it's very, very normalized, not just on TikTok Shop, but throughout all of like Chinese social media, that you're able to buy things on social. Like, it's a very normalized thing to have, like, basically like Amazon integrated in to your your social media, your post, if that makes sense. But yeah, it says, and then there are some sellers anecdotally reporting they've seen a drop in sales over the past couple months. And I think that makes sense because of, we've been seeing with the tariffs it's harder to drop ship, especially one of the only countries that didn't really get their tariffs dropped immediately when things went bad was China. Where do all the drop shipping products that are sold on TikTok Shop come from? They come from China. Um, says Orca, an e-commerce startup focusing on helping digital content creators sell through TikTok Shop, has by itself sold over $100 million last 12 months. So there's a ton of money coming through TikTok Shop specifically, and obviously not close to Amazon at all, but like it's becoming like that second platform, you know, like but up until Amazon, you were like, oh, where do you really shop online? And you just go to like specific like sellers websites and everything, right? Or you go maybe eBay, but like eBay is most products, so you don't really go there. So really, when it comes down to it, TikTok Shop is becoming that second place that is, you know, second to Amazon. Like, oh, well, I'll check out Amazon and then maybe I'll check out TikTok Shop to buy from it. And it says, but despite continued sales, TikTok is implementing yet another round of layoffs, cutting off US-based shop staff third time in 3 months. And that's crazy because it's been growing this entire time. So it's growing and they're laying all these workers off. And specifically just a few months ago, I checked out TikTok and I saw that they were hiring like crazy for TikTok Shop. And even at I was just at VidCon recently. TikTok had a thing there where they were trying to hire for TikTok Shop, and then there were third-party companies there trying to hire to do these like TikTok Shop live streams. Basically, they're paying people to sit there and promote. You've probably seen it on TikTok Live where they're sitting there and they're promoting a product, you know, for hours and hours and hours, trying to just get as many sales as possible. Someone hit me up recently, like, "Hey, would you like to go live for like $100 an hour to sell TikTok products?" And but it seems sketchy, but you know, I feel like that's kind of the vibes because a lot of these companies that are doing these TikTok Shop lives are Chinese. They're trying to break into the U.S. market and U.S. live sellers, and that's kind of a lot of what you see is specifically these Chinese companies trying to approach Americans and hire them and get them there. But it says in this article, as the TikTok Shop business evolves, we regularly review our operations and during long-term success. We've made the difficult decision to adjust parts of our team to better align with strategic priorities, aka cutting costs for some specific. TikTok wouldn't say how many staff were laid off or at what level. Bloomberg reports that the layoffs are due to Shop falling short of internal sales targets. So like I said, you know, this has high expectations because this is very normalized in China. All the social medias have TikTok Shop basically in China. So, and that the Chinese company is, you know, trying to integrate this into the US market. They're like, why is this not working? You know, and no one's really tried to integrate this before like TikTok has and how successful TikTok has. But even as its success, it's not as near close to what there is in China. So TikTok hardly ever discusses things in hard numbers because once private company that they don't have to do reporting, you know, like your Facebook, your Instagram, and everything. They report their numbers. So TikTok hardly ever discusses, or I already read that. Holy. What we do know is that all this is happening while TikTok is still on the ban, on the ban shopping block. So the Trump administration recently did its stay of the ban again, you know, so like I don't even know how many times the ban has been extended now, to be honest. It seems like Trump just keeps doing it over and over and over again. If TikTok ever did make some huge trouble or something, then I mean, yeah, maybe there's a chance that you know, this happens where they finally shut it off, but I think too many Americans have their money in TikTok. especially like TikTok Shop. TikTok Shop is great for American businesses. And while Trump loves destroying the economy, I'm not sure if he would do that for TikTok, especially with how many immigrants around him are telling him not to. So yeah, that's something very, very interesting to look out for. So this is basically what's been happening. I wanted to actually take a look at TikTok Shop specifically to show you guys kind of what's being sold on like just the homepage, because I don't think about it enough, because it's usually, it's personalized to them. But this is like, think about when you go on Amazon and first things you compare to, let's go on TikTok Shop, take a look. What are some of like the first things? So we see first off, our categories start with women's wear and underwear as the first ever category. Phones and electronics, pretty basic. Fashion accessories, basic. Menswear and under. I don't think they should be putting underwear in the category title. Hot take, but home supplies, beauty, shoes. All of this is pretty standard, right? But then we go down here. First ever thing we're getting is foot care cream. And then we're getting kind of just a bunch of random stuff like a sea turtle keychain, a bra. Then we'll get like a good product like Elf Concealer. This is a name brand product. Sold alongside like a gazebo and a turtle key shell, right? Move on down, you get stuff like pet vacuum, drain, exfoliating sponge, kind of just like everywhere. Then you get to popular items. Now on Amazon, if you saw popular items, you would assume it's something like, like a very like high name brand product, something you would buy often, maybe even like grocery snacks or Amazon Fresh. But you go on TikTok, it's a brand belt never heard of with 50,000 sold, which is pretty crazy. At $20 a pop, that's a good dollars in sales just on a single belt. Then you see random gold keychains. And also, by the way, TikTok's really promoting this. This has got a TikTok Shop deals for you frame around the image, which is interesting. Then you got another name brand like Dude Wipes, and go back to non-name brands. You can continue through this category. Body Buff, that's not a name brand. You got some kind of Chinese silicone neck patch. I don't even know what that is. But international top sellers. So these are things that are being shipped directly from China, like eye cream. Southern Sourdough Company. Dehydrated sourdough store. Like all this feels odd, right? It's just like let's compare it to Amazon. Go on Amazon.com. Because I guarantee you it's not going to look as weird. So when you go on Amazon.com, first off, everything just feels a bit clean. Like, take a look at how like different all the images are on TikTok Shop. You go over to Amazon, all these categories, everything seems like together, like it's a pattern in it, right? And you go further down, you're still getting categories and everything. You'll get here, and they just look a bit better in my sense. Like they're a lot cleaner. A lot of these on here, you'll see like tons of text all over. You'll see, like text that's not even English thrown on the image. Like all these like giving all the side, like on Amazon, like for instance, necklace right here. This necklace on Amazon, this would not be this right here would be like the first image probably. This one, maybe this one, but I would even doubt it with like this extra circle, maybe just the thing part. Like let's look gold necklace up on Amazon. Like you're not gonna see. Yeah, like look at it. Like a necklace right here. Okay, you'll see some with like models wearing them. They're very close up shots of a single necklace. here on TikTok Shop, this is very like Chinese manufacturer image of like all the chains, all the sizes on like this this dummy model. So I think it's a lot in presentation. It's very, very Chinese vibes, right? You know, you keep going. Like this seems like an Amazon picture. I'll give it props for that. That one seems like an Amazon picture. But then, you know, let's find another. I know there's going to be another one with just like Chinese text written all over it or something. Yeah, like this too much. Like this, like all kinds of stuff. And then you scroll out, you get all these like weird images. This is not Amazon's very, very clean. That look at all those like single zoom products, and I think that's what you're be looking for, right? So that's one of the things I think TikTok Shop has an issue with. It's just not got enough good quality sellers or good quality products even. And also it's very, very driven by creators making videos about stuff. And then, you know, it's to a point, it gets very weird with TikTok Shop, because then you see all these people that are used to be creators that are still trying to make money, right? So creators that were like big and like took off, were very popular, and they've had a fall off since. They're like, well, I still got this big TikTok account with a bunch of followers. What do I do with it? And then they start making awful videos. Every single one of their videos is like, have you tried CMOS? Like, what the hell, bro? Like, if you weren't making a commission off that, you would not be promoting CMOS. You would not be talking about CMOS if you were just making your normal content, everything. So I think it's like negatively impacted TikTok's viewership a lot as well, you know, because like really think about it. Like when you see a TikTok Shop video come up on your For You page, what do you usually do? You probably like scroll right past it, right? And you also probably, sometimes you won't know it's a TikTok Shop video. It'll slowly like play out for you, like they're doing like a bit in the beginning, and it's like it. The second you see that they're trying to sell you something, you usually swipe away. And I think it's negatively impacting the experience on TikTok, right? I think, me personally, I enjoy TikTok a lot less now than I did back in 2021, because I'm constantly getting TikTok Shop shoved in my face. And this is someone that buys from TikTok Shop. I've purchased things on TikTok Shop, even though I know exactly where it comes from. I know a lot of it's drop shipping. I don't care. I will still just like purchase things on TikTok Shop if they come up, and I'm like, you know, why not? But yeah, I mean, it's frustrating. It is really, really frustrating to TikTok Shop not live up to the potential they're aiming for, like an Amazon. They're going more for just the Chinese style of selling on social media, which is very normal in China. That just doesn't work in America. It's very tacky, very distasteful. So that's one of the major things. And then on top of that, it's ruining a lot of creators' content. Very, very disappointing. But yeah, that being said, we're gonna be moving on topic, and now we're gonna be talking about something else that's tacky or gross or distasteful. That is slop content on YouTube. So if you guys don't know what slop content is, it is something where it's like it's being made usually like by like a company how to use, like very like someone a single creator that's very greedy, doesn't actually care about what they're making about, or they're not passionate about their content, or like I do this every day, and I love the creator economy. I love talking about social media, and like I will do this if I make $0, and I would do this if I made $5,000. No, it's the content I like to make, and it's stuff I like to do. But a lot of people try to treat it like a business and really try to like push it to it, and really it doesn't have any passion in it. And that's what you get when you get basically slop content, right? So this is brand new news actually coming out of YouTube, that YouTube doesn't want to monetize mass produced or repetitive videos, aka what I would call slop content. You can see it right here, and you can really kind of see, like, you would never like watch any videos, or they make like come up on your feed, but you know that they're not something you're like, oh, I love this, I'm like subscribe to this, I want to see this all the time. It's really just like a drain. It's like brain rot. It's frying your brain just by watching it, because it doesn't add any value to your life. There's no human connection here. This is all like manufactured, not that great, just to like pry as much advertisement money from you as possible. So YouTube's finally doing something about it. YouTube said, all right, well, this is like destroying our platform, so let's take away the one thing these people care about, which is money, right? Because that's the only reason they're making this flop content, is because of the money. So YouTube said, all right, let's take that away. So this article written by Sam Gattel is about YouTube doesn't want to monetize mass-produced repetitive content. So it would be nice to live in a world in which creators only upload original content. I say, if you want to be an actual creator on any platform, you talk any. If you want to have a long-term fan base, you got to upload original content that life and soul in it, you know. And this is not that. This is just, you know, frying your brain, mass produce. There's no behind this. Is a corporation. But yeah, YouTube announced the new enforcement parameters via a bulletin on a page dedicated to tracking platform-wide policy updates. Per the bulletin, which was posted on the start of July, creators are required to publish original and authentic videos. That's what we like to hear. Thank you so much, YouTube, for doing this. Videos they wish to reap revenue partner program. So got to a human being. You can't be a machine. You can't be someone mass producing content with no soul behind it, and none of your like actual like livelihood behind it to be monetized, right? So honestly, hold on. I gotta on over. Like what? Okay, never mind. I was worried for a second. Something it seems if you guys didn't know, I'm live streaming on all three platforms: TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. But anyway, more details can be found on the page that lists YouTube's channel monetization policies. Creators who re-upload content from other sources change it significantly with YouTube terms. Videos must also possess clear value for viewers. I love to hear that. Clear value for viewers to be eligible for monetization. You've got to have real heart and soul in your content for it to make money. Your content should be made for the enjoyment of viewers or for education of viewers, rather than for the sole purpose of getting views. As you can see, a lot of slop content on YouTube, like all this up here, has been trying to like just treat you like a baby, right? Just grab your attention and be like, hey, stop whatever you're doing, watch this video, and trust me, keep watching it over and over. Try to give us as much money as possible. And there's no soul behind that. There's no the content. It like some of this stuff's very, very useless. You've probably seen it before, like the DIY hacks that don't or are unnecessary, or just like stimulating to like view but don't add any value to your life. So in a tweet, YouTube clarified that repetitive, mass-produced videos have always been ineligible for partner programs. The main change here will come from platforms' enforcement policies, which will be enhanced by technology updates. I think they're going to be using AI, to be honest. I think YouTube's going to be using Google Gemini, and they're going to be scanning YouTube videos, determining, well, just like genuine good content, or is this like BS, right? So much of the coverage surrounding the policy updates has been centered on the reaction genre, which is not good because that's some of my content, which has long been criticized as a glorified form of content piracy, which is true in some. We discussed this last week with Ethan Klein suing creators claiming piracy of his content. But in the opinion of someone who pursues hundreds of low-effort channels while compiling our tube filter charts, fans of SS Sniper Wolf can rest easy. I don't think that reaction channels has everything to do with you. And this is actually something with AI that's been happening. You may not know this, but there's a lot of like YouTube, TikTok posts where they're just like stealing someone else's content. They're putting a little AI person like the corner of the video, right? So don't really notice them, or if you do, you think, oh, this is just a person reacting, but it's really just like to like pirate the video legally and claim, oh, this is review, this is reaction content, even though the person doesn't have a reaction or anything. But yeah, YouTube loves to tout the high viewership and cultural impact of its TikTok style platform Shorts. At the recently concluded Cannes Lion Festival in France, YouTube CEO Nia Mohan revealed that Shorts now average 200 billion views per day. That's a jaw-dropping number, but what is the quality of those views? Each week, our YouTube viewership rankings are filled with channels that peddle the exact sort of mass-produced and videos, trying to bar from monetization. Good. New Man Magic. Let's check this out, actually. Let's check out New Man Magic. This is some slop we need to take a look at.
Shortest woman. She may be the size of a 2-year-old, but Jyoti is actually 30 years old. She's 2 feet tall.
Honestly, very hot take here. I don't even think that Tube Filter is using this as an example of slop content, but I don't even think this is like that terribly bad, right? Like, I've seen much worse. He's saying this is slop content.
3 times as tall as her, but because she's so short, she has trouble doing simple tasks like climbing stairs. That's okay. And she can never find clothes her size, so she has to shop in the baby section. And as far as her diet goes, 1 slice of pizza is
like this. I don't think this is slop content. Like, yeah, it's formatted like super quick Mr. Beast, like kitty style, like terrible.
1 layer.
But
this is the 1 layer.
I mean,
10 layers.
okay, this is slop content. So
this
is interesting. So this one was not slop content. This is definitely slop content. Look at this.
Layers. 25 layers. 50 layers. 100 layers. 200 and...
Yeah, I mean, that's that's slop content if I've ever seen. And seems like slop content. That's slop content. You've even got like the little heading with the emoji on it and everything. Definitely slop content. Totally slop content. Also trying to get attention. Be like, oh, look at the sexy girls. Pay attention. They are so cool. Yeah. All the comments over here thirsting over them. But yeah, that's one example. But like orange shorts, I mean, let's take a look at this. What is this? I've seen so many of these, and I stop and I watch them actually, and they're, oh, I hate this content. I hate this content so much. I despise this type of content because it's like, I don't know, it's just no value in it, and it just keeps your attention, and you know, you don't get anything out of this. How has your life improved, or how have you been entertained, educated, or informed about anything through this type of content, right? It's like, like, what is this? What is this? And there's a ton of them like this. And how many views does this have? 1.3 million. 55 million views on this.
Espressona signora.
No, los espressonas signoras di ballerina cappuccina. Los cappuccinas cappuccina. Los
55 million views. There's probably one that's higher than that. 29 million views, 47 million views, 18 million views. 18 million views, 29 million views, 31 million views. What the hell? And they just started recently. Look, this is the end of their videos. It just, you scroll up a little bit, that's all their videos. Total on this channel, 318 million views from doing this content. 318 million views from doing this.
Ballerina cappuccina.
And I'm horrified. But yeah, where's the article? I mean, that's correct. They finished 69th in the top 100 YouTube channels in the past month for doing that. They just started. Oh no. Oh, thank you, YouTube. YouTube's demonetizing this. This is the only thing. But I hate that this existed in the first place. How much do you think this guy made from this? Okay, I can break this down really easy for you and tell you exactly how much this guy made from this. So this guy right here started his channel a month ago, right? Or actually just started December. I guess they were slow to upload videos. But so 318 million views. This is a basic CPM for you. Okay, YouTube, they'll pay you like $2 for every 1,000 views, right? We can do some, and that's a small CPM. If he's got a higher CPM, then he's like even more than that. But if we did 318,963 times 2, he would have made $637,000. $637,000 from this. Are you kidding me? $637,000 from this from this. What? I'm in shock. Like, oh, what? Are you kidding me? I'm gonna quit doing this, make slop content. But it's got so many views. 50 million views from that dog. 50. Let's move on. Yeah, so we're going to be getting into a fun video now. One that doesn't stress me out, like seeing someone make almost $1 million from doing shitty ass TikToks. We're gonna be doing something with Valkyrae. We're gonna be watching a day in the life of Valkyrae, a Twitch. Don't know Valkyrae? She's a excellent content creator, super nice. And we're going to watching a video made by Cutie Cinderella, girlfriend of Ludwig, who is doing a day in the life of Valkyrae. So, second. All right. Or, actually, hold on. I was supposed to be doing this like different now. If I can get it to, come on. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. No, I don't want. How's that? Perfect. Okay, great. So we're going to be watching this video, A Day in the Life of Valkyrae by Cute Cinderella. Just a little fun video in between. And then next up after this, we'll be talking about Maya Higa leaving the Wine About It podcast. But yeah, let's get into A Day in the Life by Valkyrae.
Good morning, Valkyrae. Are you excited to spend the day with me?
Oh, I'm so excited.
What's the first thing you think about when you wake up in the morning?
Obviously you.
What? What's the first thing we have to do?
We have to go work out.
How long have you been going to Pilates?
It's been about a month now.
What do you like most about it?
It's like an active rest day. On the other days, we go to the gym.
What is the best way to start your day?
Caffeine.
Okay.
This is my breakfast.
When do you eat?
I usually will fast until lunch, and then I have a big dinner.
Who would be your favorite workout partner?
Well, you.
Oh, thank you.
I feel like you should just move in with me.
Okay.
I don't even know if have they worked out together before. This is the first time.
My abs.
Hello.
Hello.
How was Pilates?
It was so good. This Pilates place is very meditative.
Yeah.
Is that the word?
Did you clean your apartment for us?
I did.
Oh my god. What's your
And
favorite
so-
thing about your apartment?
I just love my living room so much. I sleep out here. This is literally my bed. I don't sleep in my own bedroom. Is that crazy?
Perfect. Official
Love
tour.
my stream room. Very cozy in here. You like it?
Beautiful.
Is it pretty? Oh yeah, don't look at this wall. I need to fix that.
Oh. Oh.
Mika is not here.
Mm-hmm.
Emily has Mika right now. He's getting groomed.
Who's Emily?
My assistant. You guys watch to see her later because she's gonna be at the Hot Topic.
I've Emily as her assistant before, cause like when Valkyrae did the Sistathon with Senna on the Santa Monica Pier, and that like creepy stalker guy came and attacked them. Her assistant Emily was there, and she wanted all the smoke with this stalker. Like the second this stalker started like making threats, her assistant Emily jumped in immediately, like ready to like square up with him. Like
After Pilates, I've been going to the gym. Sometimes I'll do treadmill for like 10 minutes. max.
Jesus.
Pilates twice a week with everybody.
Okay.
And then gym on all the other days. Should
Okay.
we do some stretches?
We can stretch. See, even Valkyrae just does yoga on her floor.
Who doesn't?
Do you think Kim Kardashian just throws her?
Throws a mat down.
I think she has her butler throws her mat down.
I should have Emily here.
Yeah. Emily!
Then sometimes I'll just have something play on the TV. I was really inspired to try to learn how to do the splits.
Why? What would you use the splits for?
A talent. Oh my god, we gotta work on your flexibility.
all right. I know this may sound girly, but like I kind of want to try Pilates, and yoga. Like right now I use the sauna. The sauna is great, especially when my muscles are sore. I didn't get to use it today, and it was really pissed me off because I had to come stream right after gym. But honestly, the sauna is so good for relaxing your muscles, and I feel like I'm higher energy after as well. So I love doing the sauna on top of all.
We're done stretching. I would probably get ready for stream. And then after that, do a Hot Topic merch thing. And then we have a dinner. Anyways, yeah, good stretches. I have to record voice lines.
Ooh, fun.
I turn this on.
You cover your camera with a hat?
I do. I cover my camera with this because I lost the cap for it.
What do you have to do to get ready?
So, this is what I do. I sleep right here. I go to the gym. And then
Right.
I come home.
Uh-huh.
I shower.
So do you need a shower?
I do need a shower.
Okay.
And then after that, I'll do my makeup here, which is what I did today. I'll sit on the pillow and literally just like have a stream open.
Who's your favorite streamer?
Today I was watching Northern Line.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he's still alive.
Born under a gyat sign. What does that mean to you?
Normally he's not like this.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just nice like background noise. Okay, I normally go to the gym and stuff without makeup on.
Yeah.
But since we're filming all day,
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I have foundation and then
Classic.
concealer, a little bit.
Okay, sorry I haven't been talking for the last few minutes. You see the headline on my stream, right? I didn't finish making them before the stream started. So I'm making the last, because this was my last one I had created before the stream started. So I was like, oh no, I gotta like create the rest of them before it's too late. So those are done now. So sorry I wasn't reacting harder.
A little bit of the contouring. After that, I do my brows. This thing and then this. After that, I do eyeshadow, but I only use one. That one.
Okay.
Lashes. I get these from Amazon. I like them because they just look so natural. And then I put mascara on top of that.
Okay.
Eyeliner. Love liner liquid. I love
Okay.
this.
Everyone wants to know the Valkyrae lip combo.
I don't like it that much. I want to
Oh,
change
really?
it up. Yeah. This is the Huda Beauty.
I think she does it really well, honestly. I think just like not to be weird or anything, but Valkyrae is a very attractive streamer. And she I think she's got a good presentation, like she's almost like a celebrity.
Lip contour deep rose. Then I match that with my lipstick. But yeah, that's pretty much the whole routine.
Beautiful.
Refi Orchid.
Did anyone teach you how to do makeup, or did you teach yourself?
This is almost the exact same routine I've had since high school. I definitely added the lashes. I used to not fill in my eyebrows. I do now.
So now the goal
That's
is
pretty much it.
shower and get ready for stream.
Honestly, it takes just like I do skincare. I don't even like makeup or anything, but just doing like the moisturizers and the toner and all of that together. Like it's a lot to learn that routine. Understand what works best for you, and then you got to buy a bunch of products and learn.
Stream.
Yes.
They should teach us it in school.
And we can join the shower?
Yes, ma'am.
Woo!
This is the guest.
Oh,
This shower is bigger than the master bedroom. I don't know why.
okay. We will let you shower.
I love those glass showers.
Come in.
We're okay. Okay,
It's
raise
only
fresh-
11 a.m. Back to that. Where is it at? Where is it? 8. Oh, that's crazy because like I get up at like 45, and I haven't done all of this that quick. Well, I mean, what? It's like 11 right now. What have I done? All right, we're gonna break down my routine and compared to Valkyrae. So I woke up at 6:45. I had a hour. Honestly, look at my schedule. I don't even remember what I did today. Hold on. iCloud. Calendar. All right. So today I woke up at 6:45 and I did my morning rituals. My morning ritual involves a lot. Involves like breakfast, walking my dog. My dog's, hey, can you come here? Can you be on stream? But yeah, my schedule includes breakfast, walking my dog, journaling, praying, other Like, oh yeah, like cleaning up. I like to make my bed in the morning, pick up any trash, do dishes, laundry, all that fun stuff. So that's a good like hour to an hour and a half every morning. So usually like 6:45 to like 7:45 or 8 or I will also say Valkyrae's got an assist, right? So it's a lot easier for her to do something like this compared to me. Like she just wakes up, goes straight to Pilates, gets to work out again, and then her get ready for the day is 30 minutes long. And I was taking like an hour for my get ready for the day at the beginning of the day. So that's something. But yeah, after my morning ritual, today I went to the gym. I had 2 hours blocked off for the gym. So that includes I have a commute not too far. It's like but also that includes me getting ready. That includes sauna before and after if I'm really sore. That includes pretty long workout. And then I got back. I showered. I got ready for the stream. I put on all new clothes. I set up my lights. I started making the lower thirds, which I didn't complete. The little headlines down here. And we started the stream at 11 actually. So you know what? Actually, I'm giving myself more time for stuff than her. I don't have an assistant. We're still starting real work at the same time. I think I'm doing pretty good. I got my life together just like Valkyrae.
Okay, Ray's fresh out of the shower.
Yes, I'm dressed for the day. I have a few meetings to do right now, and then I have to record some voice lines for a show.
So you're gonna take your meetings and record some voice lines now?
Yes. Yay.
Okay, I'm gonna shower.
Okay.
Okay, as Ray records her voice lines and finishes some meetings, we're gonna get ready like Valkyrae.
The bangs are new. I'm still getting used to them, and I just don't know how people have bangs just like do like it looks.
Honestly, her setup is not too far off from my setup. I got dual monitor, mic on the right side. I've got my light, and what if you want good lighting, you put your light not facing you. Put your light facing the wall, right? So when the light will, as long you got to have a white wall to do this though. Keep that in mind. But if you got a white wall, put your light on the highest setting, face it at the wall, and let the light flash off the wall at you, and it'll light you up a lot better. So that's something I do with my light. She got her camera in the same spot. She's got a way better tripod. I need that. Mine's tough. So my camera, I run it's a Sony and it likes to overheat. So I run a wire through it that gives it an infinite battery. So basically I've set it up to where the battery is charging. I'm getting off topic. But yeah, I set it up where the battery is charging while being used. It was a complicated system. But also I've got my cords all connected to it to use it like as a webcam because it's a professional camera. But it's not too far off. I mean, her desk. I've got this part of my I got an L shape. This looks more like just a straightforward desk. I don't have that. I can't read art, but I'm fine with just being here. I got my monitor angled to look over at it. Pretty similar setup, not gonna lie.
New. I'm still getting used to them, and I just don't know how people have bangs just do it's like splitting the sea. Oh, they're calling. Hi, sorry, thanks for waiting.
Everything you could ever need to be Valkyrae.
That's a lot.
It looks nice.
That's a lot.
Other than that, I think it's pretty solid. Bye, have a good trip.
Is this how you do your hair?
Other way.
What?
Yeah, I curl it out. Okay, now kind of let go, do the thing where it's like,
Do I look,
like,
do I look like you?
a little better. But
She has really, really nice hair though. Also, it's like very, very thick. That's definitely got to be like her being like Filipino.
Good first try.
Thank you.
I make all the hair go to the bottom, and just like do this. I don't hold it for very long.
Okay, you're a professional.
I mean, do it.
No, I look just like Valkyrae.
Do you need anything? Are you hungry? Are you thirsty? Are you having a good time? Do you like spending the day with me?
Yeah, what's your first thought before you go live?
I get nervous.
Really?
I always get nervous.
I don't. You know, I would think I would get nervous going live, but I genuinely, it's weird. I don't. Like, I go live and, you know, I understand, like, I mean, I'm streaming on 3 platforms. I'm streaming on Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok, and there's a lot of people watching. And then on top of that, all of these live streams, these segments get clipped up and they get used as like YouTube videos. I'll upload them as full YouTube. So even more people watch there, like hundreds or thousands times more people end up watching the video than they do, you know, being in the live stream on the platforms and watching. So you would think like sitting down and knowing you're about to be in front of a bunch of people, be nervous, but I don't think of it that way. I understand I'm talking to people right now. I understand there's lots of people watching me, judging me. Like, look at his looks. Look how ugly he is. He's unk status. But I don't get nervous about it. And it's weird because I'm an introvert. You know, the same exact situation where I would go like into a restaurant and order food in front of someone or have to give a presentation in front of a small group is infinitely more nerve-wracking to getting on and talking to a bunch of people live. I don't know. Maybe it's like it feels like a controlled environment. Maybe if like 100,000 people jumped into my live, maybe I'd feel a bit more nervous. But I don't get like nervousness at all. Now I will say, I don't feel any of that. But then the second I get off the live, I have like a pain throughout my body. I don't know how to. It's like a pain and I feel after getting off live that just I don't understand it because I don't feel nervous. I don't feel like my nerves are strained or I'm tightened up or like I have anything wrong with me. But then the second I get off doing like a live, even like if it's short, like if my short lives and it's for 3 hours, I'll get off and my body will not feel well. So I don't know if that's some like subconscious nerves going on or whatever, but like she says she gets really nervous right before. I don't feel that at all. I'm like, let's do this. Let's get ready to scream. Let's get ready to shout. Have a good time, right? So it's a weird thing live streaming.
10 years.
Well, my hair looks great, and I'm
How
ready
is
to
it doing? Dude, it's so weird having bangs. I got these bangs like 2 days ago.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They do this, like this little vagina thing.
Do you want me to curl it for you?
No, thank you. I'm good. You know what? I love my little vagina
Okay.
hair. I'm good. Okay, stream.
Let's go live.
Okay, so she starts streaming later than me. I go live at 11.
Guys, she's here. She's actually here. She's got so many cameras
We're working
today.
on a project.
We're doing a project.
Do you need help with anything?
Nope, we've done
Yeah.
it.
I wonder how long they went live for.
Bye. What's the first thing you think about
Wait,
when
wait,
you're on
wait,
stream?
wait. Actually, I want to see that. What is this? Oh, that's a huge queue of clips. Damn. 172 clips they reacted to. When I do it, I jump on Reddit and I'm like, all right, let's scroll Reddit and let's find clips. Having all of these set up already, 172 of them is crazy.
Bye. What's the first thing you think about when you end stream?
I get to eat. Well, because normally I don't end stream until like 8 p.m., 9
Okay.
p.m., and
Uh-huh.
so it's like big dinner time.
Okay, so like noon to 8, that's a full-time job. That's an 8-hour day. I mean, I've never, I think the max I streamed for was like 6 hours when I was watching Ethan Klein's content nuke on Hassan, just because that video was so long and I argued with so many people, yelled at them. But I mean, other than that, I don't that long. I mean, also like I've got like other work to do, and I want to make YouTube videos. Like I'm not a full-time streamer. Like that's the thing. Valkyrae, that's her only thing she does. She streams, and editor handles everything else is done by somebody else. I have to do everything myself. I stream myself. I then take the streams, I cut them up, I put them on YouTube. I have to plan all my streams. I can't I don't just sit down and play video games either. So interesting.
So where are we going now?
We're gonna head out to the thingy.
Before we go,
Yes.
what do you keep in your purse?
Ooh, okay. In my purse, I have gum, my passport.
That is brave.
Passport. You just keep your passport in. Where is my passport? Actually, that made me realize I have no idea where my passport is, and that's not a good thing. Where? Passport. That's not good. I don't know where my passport is, especially with ice out now. They're like, prove you're a citizen. You show us your passport. I'm like, help! I don't know where it's at.
A Sharpie for some reason, a hairband, a ring, wallet, various forms of lipsticks. I got tweezers in here, and that's it. Literally.
Wow.
Oh, I'm done.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you.
You ready to go?
Yeah.
We're on our way to Hot Topic,
Okay.
and I've got.
I'm telling you right now, there's no way they ended the stream and then drove to Hot Topic in LA. Also, got a Lamborghini. Is this a Lamborghini Urus? But there's no way they made it all the way to Hot Topic from wherever she lived in 30 minutes in LA. You can't do it. It like literally, I live right beside my gym. Actually, I'll give you the exact distance I am away from my gym. Maybe I'm doxing myself by accident, but I'm gonna tell you exactly how far away I am from my gym. Okay. Here in LA. Here in LA, I am 1.7 miles away from my gym. It takes me 15 minutes to drive 1.7 miles to my. So there's no way they're driving to this photo shoot in less than 30 minutes. I don't believe it. I'm sorry.
Leslie with me, Cutie, of course.
I work here.
And, hey.
Oh, it's
they
full
can get anything in the store under a certain time limit.
How often do you do shoots like this?
I do shoots all the time. I don't know, it's become like a regular thing.
That's
in
a
my life.
Lamborghini
Like, this is
Urus, I
fun,
think.
But I feel guilty taking everyone out of their day. Are you kidding? I mean, you guys are so nice. Everyone is
What's your favorite thing about being Valkyrae's friend?
She's also super great and fun. You need to invite us to stuff like this more.
Also, if you can't hear, we're listening to a Tough Love's new album made by Broden. I was just scolding him about how he needs better marketing for his stuff.
This is promo right now, right?
Broden, do you think Ray's a supportive friend?
He just showed up. They didn't introduce him or show him at all before. He was just there at the very end.
Almost too supportive, yes.
In order to be Ray for the day, I just need to have so many friends.
A day in the life of Valkyrae!
So crazy. Do you get lost often, Ray?
This is Culver City Mall. I don't know where she lives, but like, there's no way she drove 30. Is she? Because like, I feel like she lives like definitely. It's given like West Hollywood, maybe like Hollywood Hills, Silver Lake, somewhere. There's no way she drove 30 minutes to Culver City at 3 p.m. Rush hour's already started in LA. That's how it works. It goes 9 a.m. to like 11. There's traffic, and then it cools down for a little bit. You got like 11 to, oh, hey, hi, welcome to the chat. I'm streaming on like 3 platforms, and it's very confusing. I'm like on TikTok for the first time, and then I'm doing YouTube. So everything's weird, but like in LA, It goes like 8 a.m. to like 11. There's rush hour. Get a little break from like 11 to 12. As soon as lunch starts, rush hour from 12 to 1. And you get like a little nice bit from like 1, 2. You hit 3 again, and there's traffic again till like 7 p.m. There's a, like, you can't escape it.
I'm a director.
So this is from my vlog.
Hey. This is the Valkyrae panel.
Yeah, this whole thing. That is so cute. Whoa. This is insane. I used to shop here as a kid. I know. Now you're like.
It is cool to see like content creators get like, ew, I got a view bot. Hold on. I'm gonna block this guy. Okay, he's banned. But anyway, it's so cool to see how far content creation has come to where just random streamers, like most people still don't know these people. Like you ask how many people, like, oh, do you know Valkyrae? Well, they're still gonna say no, but it's like, it's still like it's almost celebrity status though. Like I ask people, do they know so and so celebrity, and they may, but oh, this person's big enough to have merch in a actual store, in the actual mall. Like you go to a mall and you have like a streamer's merch in stock. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, this is like a full circle moment.
Maybe take a gander and see if there's something you like. But we're gonna do that challenge.
I'm not much of a runner, you know?
Hey Leslie. Sorry I just had the camera out.
Samson, hello. Samson, what do you do for Ray?
I shoot and edit videos for Valkyrae.
Okay, do you like it?
No, I hate it.
Emily, what do you do for Ray? Besides hold the light.
So much.
I pet Mika.
Huge.
I do her calendar.
They probably get fat salaries too. Valkyrae makes a lot of money. She's very, very rich. So I'm sure she also pays them very well.
Assistant, she also assisted for the podcast when I was running, but maybe it'll come back eventually, who knows. And then also she is hired for Hi Studios.
Yeah.
That's what this is Samson. He's my goated editor
Baldwin.
that Kitty's trying to take from me.
I am, well,
I said
not often, not often.
Work for her.
I said Samson's busy. This is the Spider-Man. Yeah.
To do one by one person.
I was thinking.
I think one by one could be better.
I think that will be good.
What do you like most about working for Ray?
She's nice.
Low bar.
Okay. Ray is a girl boss. She's always
Okay.
working. Streamers.
T. No, you just say it.
I always feel motivated with her.
I like
And
that.
also you do cool stuff.
Do you find yourself directing when you're filming these?
Yeah.
I see.
I think so. We need to do an intro.
Okay,
where
let's
you
do a real
explain
intro.
everything. Maybe.
Oh my god.
Can we do that outside
Oh my
the
god,
front?
this is
that
so
allowed?
much fun. I'll stand out there.
Good to go.
Good height.
Hello! Today we are doing a challenge.
Ray's got a weird life. I'm learning.
This is kind of crazy, actually.
What's your thought process here?
Well, I love big t-shirts for our stream. So
What's the coolest thing you've been able to do with Ray?
this is pretty damn sick. We went to the Philippines one time. That was awesome. We did like a panel.
I saw
of all of
this,
Asia, and it was like,
okay.
It was like a very surreal
I saw that vlog in the Philippines. That was pretty cool. I liked it.
moment.
Okay.
And honestly, I've always wanted to do one of these.
It feels like you're cheating, but I won't tell anybody.
Strategy.
Wow. I'm just happy to be here, really.
Right.
Put them in a random spot. We spin them 3 times, and then they have to figure out where they are.
Blindfold them.
You know, I like the
Emily's full of ideas.
conceptualization. How do you? Yeah, I feel overwhelmed.
Go!
What's the coolest thing you've been able to do because of Ray?
Ooh,
Too many.
Way too many. I feel like a lot of things. You know, Ray was a really big supporter of me early on in my career, you know. So, a
Aww.
lot of Ray.
Do you like spoiling your?
No Name, thank you for the lightning bolts. Thank you for all the gifts. I appreciate it.
Friends, Ray?
I do. I always feel guilty because I can't hang out as much as I'd like to. And so I feel like one way I could show love is by gifting. At least for my family, because my family's long distance.
All right.
I'm like, yeah, I'll buy your house.
Right. Okay.
I'll pay for your wedding.
Take this.
Yeah, take this.
Now it's cute as
I think she mentioned before her mom has multiple houses she bought for her. So pretty cool.
turn.
This is so fun,
I'm not gonna
impromptu. Go! We're just chilling.
Oh wow, she's taking it nice and
Wow.
I got 4 Twilight shirts.
Update.
Our Netflix dinner was rescheduled. We are impromptu gonna go to dinner with friends instead. Do you like fish?
Yeah.
Sounds like Tina wants fish.
See, it's like, it's crazy because like your life is already so restricted by content creation. Point where you know, even if you set down your own personal, like I'm gonna make content from this time to this time, any other like outside source can completely mess you up. I've had it happen before. I've had to be like, oh well, tonight we're instead of streaming regularly at like 11, that's usually when I start, 11 a.m. I'll have to be like, you know what, today we have to do this at literally like 6 p.m. or something randomly. Or sometimes there was one stream I did where it kept getting pushed back over and over again because of different work. And I started streaming at like 11:30 after working all day. And then by like an hour or 2 hours in, by like 1 a.m., I was like, I'm too tired. I need to go to bed. Like I was getting mad at chat and everything.
So I think we'll have a sushi dinner.
Gotta eat dinner at some point.
We skipped lunch.
Tina, what'd you get today? That's way cute. I got one candy, chamoy mango one. We'll bust it out, Tatiana.
Dude, what? What you just called me?
Tatiana? That's cute with the wolf.
It's too late. No,
They're still ringing it up.
They're ringing it up.
Oh my god, the bags. What's your usual schedule look like when working for Ray?
Oh, wake up usually at 7 because she's usually up by 7. And I text her, I'm like, this is what I need you to do today.
I see. What is something you're working on that you're most excited about?
How like you want to do podcasting for a long time.
Uh-huh.
Hi Studio is like, that was my retirement plan. Like, no matter what,
I'm gonna go
I want
piss.
to invest in Hi Studio.
I'll be back.
Samson, how many hours do you work a week for Ray?
Like Emily said, it's like I'll have a week where I'll just have nothing,
Uh-huh.
and then I'll have a week where I'm editing like every day for like the whole week. Like, so it's really hard to tell. I am always working though. 'Cause
Yeah.
I always like seek out things.
You have side projects a lot of the time.
I let my people do whatever they want.
What's the damage?
$3,332.61.
3,000 bucks.
I feel like I should pay you guys back.
So how much of that was Foozly? Thank you guys, thank you.
I made out like a bandit.
We will see you on the flip side.
Yes.
Bye. That's not too bad of a gig, shopping for work.
We didn't even spend anything, which feels ridiculous.
Why? Wow, incredible.
Yeah.
Movement? Yeah.
I forgot. I need to do laundry.
I'll trade you 4 packs for the shirt.
I didn't do it before starting.
Who's your favorite
loud.
sponsor to work with ever in the whole wide world?
Oh, it's still Crocs. They were like, oh, we want to do like this commercial thing. And I was like, okay, yeah. And it was like a Twilight parody. It was so funny. I just love when brands are so like easy and they just like listen to you and what you want. We put our bags.
That's how I wish
every
every brand would work, is just like let you do whatever, dog. Like when I ran a company, I worked with influencers. I literally told them, like, I'm going to give you as little requirements as possible. And then I want you to go make content that is you. Make content that is entertaining above anything, because that's how we're going to get sales with this partnership, is by people engaging with you, right? It doesn't matter if we make you like jump through hoops and everything. If you, right, you know, like if the video doesn't take off, it doesn't matter.
Go find Tina some coffee.
Yeah, she said get out of the car right now. We need coffee. Brody was crying.
Who's your dream brand to work with?
I'm like trying to think of the ones I haven't worked with. I think one day if I ever get super buff, I'd like to work with Nike. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah.
I did have the
I could
Gymshark
see that.
stuff, but that contract ended.
Coffee with friends.
I've seen her do the Gymshark too.
How do you take your coffee?
Raw in the morning. Injected, no sugar.
I was B-rolling. What's your favorite place to eat in LA?
Okay, it's very bougie. It's a place called Providence, and it's a Michelin star restaurant.
Ooh, okay.
But we go for birthdays sometimes.
Looks
it's
good.
like a whole 4-hour experience.
Do you get cold easy?
I'm always cold, cutie. Were you hot in my apartment?
No.
It's literally set for 75 degrees.
Who's your current friend that you know?
Well,
you've known the-
mine's set for 75. but it's like it stays pretty cool, honestly. Like it stays older than you would expect it.
Longest.
Was it you? I met you in 2018. When did we meet, cutie?
I don't know.
I end up meeting a lot of friends online, and I don't meet them in person for a while. And then we meet in person, it's like we've known each other forever. I was like, it's so hard to get friends to come like for 2 separate shoots for free. Like, are you kidding me?
Right, I feel like you say yes to everything.
I try to say yes as much as possible because like I always feel indebted to everybody.
Why though?
Because I know how.
You know what's absolutely correct? So I was just testing stuff right now. Sorry to interrupt, but I was just looking at like, no barking at anybody. But I was just like looking at my separate streams. I've got like my TikTok stream over here, my YouTube stream over here, my Twitch stream. This is my first time doing the TikTok. The TikTok is way ahead of like all the other ones. The lag on those, the latency on those is like way worse than TikTok. TikTok's doing it actually really fast. So it's impressive.
We just got back from the mall.
May I borrow a sweatshirt?
Oh yes.
Okay.
You like this?
Yeah, it's
Or is it
great.
too crazy for you?
I'll take it. Whatever.
She's got good fashion
Damn,
taste.
she's gonna beat the shit out of me.
My mom, she'll visit me like every 6 months. I put everything that I don't wear in a corner, and then she boxes it all up and sends it to the Philippines.
Cool. What do you think is the most valuable thing in your apartment? Could be what you care about the most too.
My retro collection, maybe. Maybe my PC, most valuable.
That is expensive. Which one is your favorite stuffy?
Oh my god, it has to be this one.
Cute.
I actually bought the.
Oh, look at this. So this is an interesting thing. I'll just point this out.
Cute.
It is. Stalkers are getting so bad with creators that look at her apartment here, and she is completely blurred. Not just blurred, she is blurred and blacked out these windows. She has done that because stalkers will literally watch people's content and see out their window and like do like some GeoGuessr and figure out where their location is. Like try to come to their place and stalk them. It's disgusting. It's so gross.
Ooh.
I actually bought the brown one.
Uh-huh.
I wanted this one, but I was like, I'll pick the brown one, and then Mia went back and got me this one.
That's so nice. What's the most thoughtful gift someone has gotten you?
Are you like impromptu coming up with these questions?
No, I wrote a
'Cause, like,
bunch.
you're so
I wrote a
good.
bunch. I wrote a bunch.
Probably this one.
They don't
It's a
they don't
stuffy.
feel like impromptu.
My Twitch community.
Oh.
Right after my dad died.
Oh,
they
wow.
Sent it to me.
Aww.
And I just like didn't know how they had my
Yeah.
address. I just thought it was like, wow. They were like the first people
Yeah.
to reach out to me after my dad died. I was like, that is so
That's really thoughtful.
nice
Yeah.
for like a community to do. Probably not safe.
Yeah,
They
but
know my address, but
what's your go-to meal if you're trying to impress someone?
I know it doesn't seem like it, but I actually do know how to cook. I can make a mean whole rotisserie chicken. The trick is to shove celery sticks up its butt.
Okay.
After dinner, we're gonna come back.
I hate to be mean here, but cutie could have done the audio a little better on this video because I'm trying to react to it, and it's like it'll get super quiet, and then it'll peak on the volume. So and then it'll like echo off my mic and everything. I can't I'm not finding a good sweet spot to keep video's audio at. But how much more left of this? I mean, there's not much routine left. This seems like wind down time. Dinner with friends, and then just wind down from there. That seems nice. I don't know if it's not enough to keep watching. Let's be real. So that's why we are going to move on. All right. Trigger word for my dog. Want to be on stream? You want to be on stream? Come here. Place. Go to your place. Here, wait, let me. All right. Are you ready? I don't even know where it went. Okay, here's good Luna. Good Luna. All right. Anyway, it's time to move on to the next thing in the news. So now we're going to be talking so we just finished talking about Valkyrae. And now we're going to talk about Valkyrae a little bit in the sense of there has been a huge change in the podcasting world. And that is because none other than Maya Higa, cousin of Higa, has left the Whine About It.
You should be the surrogate
podcast.
of my baby.
I also don't want to.
So today we're going to be checking that out and talking about that, reacting to it. So there's a lot in this. Honestly, hold on. Let me scrub through this chapter because this is interesting. There's a lot in this video. Whine About It live. Bathroom view. They probably saved it towards the end, right? Hold on. Let me. Man, I'm such a terrible streamer. I'm such a bad streamer. Here. I think we're supposed to watch this part. Not you, it's me.
Well, now that we've done that, I guess that's the end of the episode.
No, okay, jump back in. Jumping back in.
Oh, wait.
So.
Hold on.
You should be the surrogate of my baby.
I also don't want to give birth.
Yeah, but like,
You know what? I'm just gonna watch it.
No.
I'm just gonna watch a good amount of it.
Bonded forever.
Wow.
And then you'd have to visit the baby in a weird, confusing way that
I
you
think
have to
that's a
explain
really-
later.
Whine About It.
Welcome to Whine About It.
Welcome. Welcome.
Hello, everybody. We have an announcement to make.
Maya's pregnant.
I'm having her baby.
Yes.
We're going to co-parent, and it's going to be awesome.
I've decided
This is like the second or third time they've announced Maya's pregnant. Jason had a baby with her. Cutie Cinderella had a baby with her. Everybody's getting Maya pregnant.
Wanted it.
We eloped in Vegas, and we also came out there together.
Yeah, and also Ludwig doesn't know, so surprise.
Happy June.
Yes.
Happy June.
That's not really it.
That's not really it.
Weird start. It's a different setup than usual, so we're both taken a little back. Something about podcasting, whenever you change even the tiniest thing, like when you're so used to it, it feels like a grain of sand in a gearbox, and you're like, brain doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Look at your doggy.
So what I'd like to tell you is that
we kissed.
no, we didn't. God, gross, yucky.
Okay, so this is actually really sad, and I'm really anxious to talk about it because she doesn't want
to make other people sad.
I don't want to make other people sad, which I know is unavoidable. I know people are going to be really sad, but I'm
not even joking. I think a lot of people will stop watching the podcast just by this announcement. I think there's people that literally only watch because of Maya. They're literally gonna because of that, and it's but it's true. What do you think? Oh, yeah, you're a good dog.
Pregnant.
She's pregnant. This is our last episode together. Oh my god, did you hear my stomach just drop?
They're gonna get so emotional.
It sounded like a cartoon fall. They think we're joking.
They do think we're joking.
They think we're joking. We made a lot of jokes, and it makes sense that you think that we're joking, but we're actually not.
We're masking, which I learned about what that actually means today.
Yeah, her definition was spot on. No, I am leaving the podcast.
She's being forcibly removed from the podcast.
Security has taken me out. I'm handcuffed and being pushed out the door.
She has been embezzling money from the pod and starting her own vineyard, which was not, we talked about it, but it was never the goal.
Yeah, we didn't agree on that. Yeah, no, okay, so I feel so bad. I feel so bad for them watching right now and being so sad. This is really, really sad. So what had happened
How am I supposed to post these videos at 8 a.m.
I told Maya I don't f her anymore. Oh, sorry everybody. Sorry.
Wait, okay.
I know it's just also cancel, like the other, like us, we're equivalent to the canceled podcast. They're also breaking up.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like 2 hits to divination.
Have big crushes on them and we want to be like them and we're just following their business model.
We're being copycats.
Yeah, we're copying them because we think that it's cool.
It is cringe because I talk a lot of shit on other people for breaking up their podcast. Many times. I've talked a lot of shit over the years.
Have you?
I think.
It's like, I feel like a podcast is always destined to end. Like, unless it's like the Joe Rogan Experience or something. Especially if you've got multiple people. I think it's like, it is infinitely easier to do a podcast by yourself and bring someone on every week than it is to do a podcast with another person or multiple people. Because then there's such a high chance of a breakup. We look at like Leftovers, look at like Frenemies. It's like one person being a problem for the other person, and it's like a whole like multi-year long podcast is done like that over just like anything. And it's like, can't bring it back. I mean, like, I guess I'll talk about the third podcast Ethan Klein is talking about since I mentioned the other two, but H3 podcast. The only reason H3 podcast survives is because he's married to her. Ethan's married to Hila, so he's like, you can't change that, right? But like in any other scenario, it's it seems like it's almost destined for a podcast with multiple people.
I feel like you don't talk shit about that.
Really?
No,
I always say another podcast hits the dust, not mine.
Oh, okay. Okay. This is an old ass podcast.
Yeah.
Like, we have freaking.
You know, our first
been
episode
around.
was November 15th, 2021.
Right, yeah. We're dust.
And we never made it to 1 million views, so that's why we're canceling the podcast.
Bro, COVID has messed up my brain so much because I'm like, 2021, yeah, that wasn't that long ago. That was pretty recently, right? That's not old.
Is that, what's the highest?
4 years, and you gotta just take a hint. You gotta take the hint.
That's not why.
No. Oh.
Let's start by going over all the reasons that it is not. Number one.
Drama.
It's not because we hate each other. Let me make that very clear.
And not like the canceled way of saying we don't hate each other. We actually don't.
No,
hate
like
each
we
other.
actually like
we
number
don't.
one.
We don't have a
there's no
Jort
drama.
situation where we're like, I think that's real though.
No, stop. It's not like that at all. So this wasn't born out of like a fight or like a breakup or like a friendship breaking up. So it's not that. It's not you. It's me.
It's not the children.
The art episode is above 1 million.
And I did that episode without you, just so you know.
It's fine. Thank you for telling us, producer. Thank you for telling that.
So
you guys
just gonna keep on running that.
You guys are so much better off without me. No, it's not because of us divorced parents. It's not because of anything you did.
It's not because of the viewers. You guys
it's not
did
because
enough.
of the viewership. Yeah, no, you guys. It's definitely not that. The reason that we're doing this is I think that Wine About It has gone through so many phases, like since 2021. We started in person.
I'll say, yeah, I mean, especially like I don't like their remote layout of Wine About It. I've watched some Wine About It episodes where it's like the two of them on Zoom, and it's just it's not it. Not it. I love their setup they have right here, and I think every podcast has to be about that. And you can't do that when one person lives in Texas, the other person lives in California. It just doesn't work. And like Maya, you could just be like, oh, Maya she needs to move to California where all the other creators are. But like, she can't, right? She has a whole sanctuary with animals and everything. And she has to take care of that. She can't leave that behind or do anything about that, you know? So there's not much you can do. And so when I heard this, it didn't shock me at all. I was just like, it makes sense because the remote format sucks. And it's really hard to do these in-person episodes. Literally got to fly every time she does one.
Person in the outdoor set, which was
a beautiful set.
It was my favorite
Our
set
best
for
set.
sure. It was so good. It was
well, it was
so
built
good.
for a podcast. That's why
Yeah.
it was good. This was built for my late night show.
Right.
And I threw it together for our podcast.
Yeah, the OG set.
The OG set was where dreams were made of.
Yeah.
And that was the original plan and the original concept, and then we realized that was
When did Maya move, by the way? I don't remember that, but like at some point Maya moved, and that was the consequence of like what got us here to her leaving the podcast. But yeah, it's like having a whole sanctuary that keeps you from ever like being able to move back.
Sustainable is the word. Yeah.
That's the word. That's the word I've been looking for. Sustainable. It is impossible to sustain a podcast where one of the hosts is required to fly to be able to do it
every month to film, which I realize there are people that fly in weekly for podcasts, but there's no, I can't, like, there's
That's
no
crazy.
way. Once a month
That's
was
insane.
like a lot
for
me at that time, and I was like, this doesn't work. So then we go remote.
Yeah.
Then we quit. Then we come back. Then I quit.
I think we quit before we were remote, didn't we? I don't know.
I don't know. Then we paused.
We brought it back.
Then we brought it back. We brought it back remote, and you guys were still there.
I'm surprised people love it so much remote because I didn't like it remote. I'll be very real. The remote, even though it's like the same concept of like two people talking and everything, like that's all a podcast is. It's just like not being in the same room when you do that, and like it just being like Zoom screen, no background or anything nice or anything. Just like it's not it.
And then we tried to do some bulk filming, some guests, and you guys were still there.
That's
but ultimately, I think
bulk filming can work a bit, but that would be very, very draining, and that like lowers the quality of the.
I think there's a few things we bulleted this morning, but we didn't write them down. The first one is.
I'm also doing a problem because usually we have a monitor to stare at, and I don't have the monitor, and so I'm just staring at the ground, and I look sad. I don't know where to look. So
yeah,
just sorry if you're being a body language armchair expert. I'm chilling. Stop it. I'm not depressed. I am depressed, but that's separate.
Should we drink?
We do have a ceremonial last wine pour.
Okay, let's skip this part. Did they get this part?
Well, now that we've done that, I guess that's the end of the episode.
No, okay, jump back in.
They got Josh. They got Josh as the last ever wine.
So
I'm gonna have to drink more.
Me too. Why?
So right now you might be asking yourself why.
Why?
So our bullets from this morning. I think that Wine About It is a really awesome show.
No, she don't fuck with it.
And I think it's a really awesome concept, and I know that Cutie can make it a lot more than it is. And Cutie is really passionate about this like model.
She's really good at it too. Like honestly, like top tier content creator. Like I think people need to start actually having this discussion. Because because like I don't think anyone ever really mentions Cutie when they talk about the best streamers, the best YouTubers. She's up there. She's really, really good. She does a great job.
And about like podcasting and sets.
Can I say the funny thing? You might make me cut this. You might be like, cut it.
My dog keeps throwing her. She's like sitting right beside me, throwing her ball. Like, right now's live stream time. Like, we just went for a walk. I threw the ball with you earlier, but I guess you want it now, okay?
Yeah. But I'm gonna say the funny thing. Maya and I were talking about podcasts, and she was like, I really like unwind about it when we talk about like serious topics and stuff like that. But it's like scary because this is like not like necessarily the place for it all the time, like when we've talked about it where it's like, we're not the best because it's like irresponsible if you do it incorrectly, and we spread information and all that stuff. Yeah, we would never do that. Yeah. And it was funny because everything in Maya's life is very impactful in many other ways, and for me it's always just like comedy is my
right. Like, this is the difference between like a content creator is the main thing you do versus someone who does content creation but has a lot of stuff going on different. With Maya, she's running a whole sanctuary. She's doing incredible fundraisers. Working, I believe she's working on with environmental policy, if I'm not mistaken. So to do all of that and have content creation as kind of a side thing. Like, even when I watch like Maya's vlogs and everything, it's like there's not a much effort put into the thumbnail. It's just her taking a picture of herself and blowing it up into a thumbnail, right? Or something along that line. Like, it's not her full-time job. It's a part-time side gig. Does this content creation. She happens to be a very public figure because she used to do it full-time. But like the sanctuary and everything else is much higher priority. Obviously, much more important. And the thing she is really passionate about.
Of my passions, right? So like my fallback plan in life is to be a comedian. Maya's fallback plan in life is to be like Jane Goodall. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have different kind of perspectives there. And so it's funny because she talks about the podcast and what it means to her and like the message that she spreads in her life and all that stuff. And all I care about is if I say one funny thing and I make one of you laugh, then I'm like, okay, I did my job for the day. But Maya's mission is just like so much more than that. And
I wouldn't say that it's so much more than that. It's just
so different than that. Yeah.
It's
That's
just
fine.
different.
But it's just, it's a funny thing that I genuinely think it's funny because it's like,
we said this on the phone before I got here this trip.
Mm-hmm.
Because we were having this exact conversation and I was talking about like
it's not that I'm
work
more
and conservation work, and Cutie was like, if I make a vagina joke at the end of the day, like, I'm good.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Yeah. I do. I feel like I've done my contribution. Mm-hmm. But it's not like passion about. I think it's not that I'm more passionate. I think that I'm more passionate about like comedy and this type of content than you are.
For sure.
And that's fine. I don't think it's like being passionate in general, because obviously like I don't want you to diminish yourself and be like, oh, Cutie's just more passionate. I'm not. I'm more passionate about comedy.
Sure.
Obviously.
I think that's what she was saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Maya's more passionate about 10 times
Animals.
Other things.
Right. No, yeah. I don't mean that generally speaking. Why would I have you cut that? That was fine.
I don't know. Because sometimes our word stuff weird.
No, you just
okay.
Yeah, so that's passion was our first bullet point. I think like we've worked together for years and we will keep working together.
I don't know about that.
After I have the baby, she is dipping.
Yeah.
And she's not helping me support it.
Yeah.
No.
That actually is such a funny saga, is if, you know how I've
if
never
I have
wanted.
A baby?
Yeah, but because I've always been like, maybe I'll have a baby, but I've never wanted to give birth. But like, maybe as a scientist, you should give birth. So you should be the surrogate of my baby.
I also don't want to give birth.
Yeah, but like, just do it.
No.
Just do it.
Because then
like, you owe us.
And then we could be bonded forever.
Wow.
And then you'd have to visit the baby in a weird, confusing way that we have to explain later.
I think that's a really good idea, and we will workshop it.
Okay.
For sure.
Cool.
So
you can take the cool maternity photos on the beach.
Wait.
Okay, sorry.
our maternity photos together would go so crazy.
Ludwig's just in the background. Ew, you would have his sperm inside of you.
No.
Technically.
What?
Well, technically
No,
they
we
would
get somebody else's. I'm sorry. That's not happening.
No.
Yeah. Whoa. Brought that in. That was weird.
That's too much.
They put his sperm in my egg and then the egg in you.
No, we need a donor. We need an anonymous donor. I don't want Ludwig's sperm in me. I'll say that publicly
In any
again
capacity?
and again and again and again. I will say that over and over until the
That's
day I
really
die.
fucked up. You won't have my baby
Oh my God.
for me.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry.
So, yeah, passion is one thing. We worked together for years. We will keep working together for years. But like our careers are very different. Like we do. We're in the same industry, but we do very, very different things.
Yep.
And like we're passionate about very different things. And so I think like
Maya is very different from every content creator out there. She is in her own lane, doing her own thing, and she just so happens to know all the other big streamers, be friends with them. So it puts her in a unique position where she's like, I run an entire sanctuary and I have this job and everything. I just so happen to live stream that. You know, she used to be more of a like her content was more gaming focused, but now it's like really about the animals and really about Alveus Sanctuary. And Alveus Sanctuary has its own stream where it shows all the animals in the cages and everything. So it's a predicament. A predicament.
there's like diverging in that way. And then for me, like Alveus, people don't know about what we're changing yet, but Alveus is making really, really big changes in the next couple years.
Interesting.
And it is going to require a lot of me. And I mean like in time and like mind and body and spirit and blood and sweat and tears, you know? So
Nothing. I just think it's funny. Like you guys have to think of also the content perspective of like, I think of Maya as like this, like Steve Irwin-esque, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
that's crazy. But
That's exactly how I would. That's a good analogy. That's exactly what she is. She is one of like the modern day Steve Irwins of it.
No, but that's like your content kind of ideology. And imagine in a year from now that there's lots of things going on with Alveus and it's maybe bigger and better than ever. And you've got Maya, this very serious animal conservationist. And then the next clip over is just a clip of us talking about Ludwig's cum.
Right. So like that's something that we've talked about too. Is like again, Alveus is making
funny.
really big changes in the next couple years, right? Like big changes.
Yeah.
That you guys don't even know about yet.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds exciting.
We've
They're
grown.
franchising.
That'd be
I'm so
awesome.
sorry. Okay, sorry.
We're gonna start. We've grown a lot, and so I have 11 staff now at
That's
Alveus.
crazy. When we started,
I know.
you just
it was just
opened.
me and Ella.
Yeah.
It was just me and Ella and
worked there.
Stompy. Literally,
Yeah.
that was it. And now there's 11 staff, and they're all cool as hell. Don't get me wrong, but like the more we grow at Alveus, the more work I'm doing with like WWF and like Rainforest Alliance and like all
Like it's its own full-time career, and like becoming a content creator and then getting another full-time career on top of it's like, by the way, that was one of the reasons I stopped YouTube to begin with. I had another opportunity, another job, another business to run that was just simply taking up way too much time to do YouTube. That was the whole reason I made like a little like goodbye post very end of 2021, and then I dipped for the next 3 years because of that. It is like there was just priorities.
all these conservation organizations and traveling and like really establishing myself as a conservationist. It is funky to then have my face and like name on like he fucked me with a toothbrush, you know, like it's very different vibes, and so we're career wise we're just
crazy,
that's
though.
Tanner Moja.
Oh,
we're obsessed
really?
with her here, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're just like diverging in different directions there, and then so passion and time, but nothing changes for us. Cutie thinks that things change for us, but she always thinks that.
Yeah, but so the thing is you guys might be like, oh, this is very reminiscent of the time that we did break up where Cutie had a mental breakdown. Because Maya said, stop the pod. And I said, we're never going to be friends again.
Right.
What? I wasn't there for that.
That's not what happened.
I have abandonment issues. And I've worked through those in a significant way. I'm still not well, per se, but I'm growing. And he might be like, you're 30. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm going to die with these problems.
She's growing and so is the baby.
So is the baby. But
he's the size of a
I
grapefruit
think
now.
Ew. Gross.
Say that about my baby.
I think overall, and I've vocalized this. I still have a lot of fears about this. But overall, all you can do is just hope it'll work out.
I will say, I already know who the new host is going to be. It's going to be revealed here in a second. Someone we already covered today. It is Valkyrae. But I think their chemistry is really, really good. It's really great. And it's going to be very, very hard to match that. But luckily, Valkyrae, she had a podcast that did end. I can't remember the reason why it ended. And then you got Cutie. Her podcast is like technically ending. So it's like two people coming together that are really passionate and want to do podcasts, but haven't had the chance to. So that's the best thing.
Let me give some context. This is what I tell Cutie when we have this conversation is like the last time that we took a break from the pod.
Yeah.
Cutie was like, we're never going to be friends again. This is terrible. Oh my God. And I was like, what? No.
I haven't heard about
no,
this.
What are you talking about? It'll be fine. And then we talk on the phone so much because we're in a long distance romantic relationship. And we were talking so much on the phone and like talking shit and like making jokes and whatever. The way that we brought Wine About It back, this is not me saying we're going to bring it back again, but the way we brought it back the first time was because we were like, we are literally podcasting every day. This is stupid. Like, we will be fine. We talk all the time, and I'll still come out here all the time, and it'll be awesome.
If you say so.
She always says that. Me here for, we are spending 11 days straight together in a month.
If you say so.
Okay. We will be fine.
I have abandonment issues. Do you know my mom died?
Did she?
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Oh my God, that's awful. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I think I'll recover. I'll never recover.
They're joking. They're joking. They're being sarcastic, obviously. But all right, there's Ludwig randomly here.
I'll birth the child.
Do you see?
I would like that. We would have a child by now.
Valkyrae showed up randomly at some.
Yeah, you guys are way too close.
We're getting rid of you.
When did she come in?
It's gonna be
because
hey,
she's
you
not
know
even
what?
gonna like
We're
that.
starting our.
Okay, wait.
Are we ready? Okay, well,
get ready for your new co-host.
Get ready for our new co-host.
Okay.
Oh
Da, 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 da.
my God.
New co-host.
Why are you sad? You did. We did cry a lot. Come on in.
I feel like
the new co-host. what do you want us to do? It's Valkyrae.
What is the dog doing? What the dog
No,
doing?
you're fine.
Oh, wait, should I drink wine?
Don't worry, we've got.
Brings in a
Would
monster.
Would you like some wine, my lady?
I would love some wine, milady.
What
a
it's
f***ed up day.
the joining of the guards. Swift, really, I know.
What happened to this?
It'll still be good.
Oh.
The pod will still be good.
Is this normal?
Raise a professional.
That's weird. I've never seen that before.
Very talented. He's having, he's a 4-year listener. He's having a lot of feelings.
I almost called that dog Mika, but then I realized I think that's Valkyrae's dog.
Is this normal? What is happening here?
These are the Wine About It wine things. We're gonna sell them to our audience, right?
What?
We're gonna be millionaires.
Oh, that's a key.
Comes with a key.
What do you think?
For you.
Oh, I see what happened.
No.
Thank you.
These are our
so
new.
much.
Wait, you gotta.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry. We got it because now we're joining together. And so
okay, now huge plot twist. What if Maya just stays and I'm just the third co-host? Thoughts?
So let me tell you,
I like that too.
No, don't
say that. I'm so parasocial.
Here's the thing. I said earlier, I was like, I don't think the chemistry is going to be as good. It's like Cutie and Maya have excellent chemistry. They're great together. But honestly, I think Valkyrae is going to come in and have just as good chemistry. Like, she just brings good vibes, right?
And this is terrible. How did this happen?
You can be parasocial.
We're like, how
no,
did
I
we
realize
get
I'm
here?
the most parasocial person now, especially with everything that's been going on in social media. And now I'm here, and I feel like I'm fucking up the vibes.
No, oh my god,
This is so sad. Hi,
this is the
baby.
passing
Hello.
of the guard. Is that what they call it? But isn't that when people like die and shit?
Oh no!
I don't know if that's what they call it, but
Wait,
it might be.
I wish I was
Pour my
here
wine,
to like see
wench.
everything you guys talked about.
We just
Did
didn't.
you mention everything?
Yeah, I talked about. I said, okay, so I got this opportunity. Ray called me and she said, get rid of Maya, and get her out.
And I said, that bitch.
She's no good anyway. Remove her.
Oh my god, you told the
Get
truth.
her away from the pod.
You told her
Yeah,
the truth.
So I made sure
no.
I think it's crazy that out of all these people, Valkyrae's the oldest. I think she's the oldest. I'm pretty sure which is crazy. Looks like she looked like the younger sibling between the.
It
Tell the
wasn't
truth.
like that at all. I honestly, it was a huge shock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how much you mentioned about like my side of things with my podcast ending. And
I
stuff.
haven't mentioned
Well,
any of it.
they just found out it was you.
Oh,
Yeah, they don't know anything.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah.
And obviously this is not.
Should we cheers?
Cheers.
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 Wine about it. Yum.
I'll drink my
Bottle of
Sprite with them.
Josh.
Don't worry, we won't drink wine every episode.
It's just called
For the-
Josh.
Just so you know.
Well, you do have to carry on the
wait,
tradition
I
of
joined
drinking wine
because I
every
thought we were
episode.
gonna drink wine every
We
episode.
do drink wine every episode. It is.
I wanted a
tradition.
reason to become an alcoholic.
This is not it.
It runs
This
in my
is-
bloodline.
This will be very bad for you.
No, I'm excited.
We'll drink
This is-
wine like once every 6 weeks.
Okay,
maybe.
hear me out. I think
Okay.
that you should come back every month.
I'm down. Well,
Easy.
no.
Okay, not every. Sorry, I wasn't ready for every month. I will come back
No,
on. I have to
yeah.
come back on when Cutie tells a story about her.
She'll definitely come back on a few times. Like, obviously, it's not like she's dying or anything. She'll still be there, but yeah. I mean, I think that's kind of it, right? Like, I got the gist here of what's going on and the changes being made. You know, my leaving, the reasons because of it, their whole thoughts about it, and you know, Valkyrae's joining. So the pod lives on. Good luck to them. But yeah, anyway, we gotta change our headline now because we're moving on to a brand new topic. And this topic, actually, I just realized, give me a second, I've got to go grab something for this topic. But I'm going to start with the video. I started watching this and then I was like, no, I want to react to this on stream because I'm personally connected to this. And also just like, it's a really good video, honestly, and very good critique by Swell Entertainment. We're going to be watching this and talking about, is VidCon cooked? Is VidCon done for? If you didn't know, it was my first ever time at VidCon. Not this past weekend, but the weekend before that. And honestly, like, I had a good time. I enjoyed it. I think I got my money's worth, maybe. I'm not sure. That'll be another topic we're going to debate. And I've been to other conventions before, and there was things I'd liked and there was things I didn't like about VidCon. So I'm going to go I've got VidCon material, actually, stuff that I literally have from my trip to VidCon that is hidden at, like, VidCon on their website has deleted like the schedule and some of the information. So I've got that for you, and I'm going to pull it up and talk about it because it's not accessible anymore. But while that's happening, Swell Entertainment's going to introduce you to all of this.
You know, as a short woman, it's very fun that I am a couple of different events boogeyman.
That's it. That's my intro.
Hey, I'm Amanda, you're watching Swell Entertainment, and today we are talking about VidCon. Yes, I did go. I went for exactly 1 day, a whopping 4 hours before my jet lag from France decided to grab me by the stomach and back of my neck and decided I was done. It kidnapped me, fully removed me from the situation. But I do think that was enough. This is my experience with buying a pass to go to VidCon.
Okay, so like, here's my pass. Or not my pass, but this is like the guide, like the schedule. How did they do what? Why is this? Yeah, but I have some problems with it, and we're gonna talk about that. And we're gonna listen to Swell as well, her experience, and some of the things I really agree with. I'm on the same page about a lot of this. Got the hiccups now. That's great, but yeah, this is interesting because this schedule right here, they took it off their website. They don't talk about it anymore, and we're gonna get into that in a second.
I will always review not only my experience, but the attendee experience. I had a lot of friends that were feature creators or invited guests this year or full access badges this year. All said they had a really great time. That's cool. They're not going to have the same experience that I would have as a badge holder or the experience that other people that
I'm also, by the way, I want you guys to know, I also went to VidCon, not as a invited creator. I didn't like speak there. I didn't do anything there. I went actually as a 1 day guest. I didn't even get the full package, the 3-day package. And the problem with going 1 day is they didn't have a creator track for one. So I went as a creator. I made content there. You know, I talked to other creators. I talked to big creators like Rosanna and stuff. But I was not able to go into certain creator events because they said I had to buy a 3-day. I only intended to go 1 day because I've been very busy. And they said, if you want to be identified as a creator at this conference, you need to buy a 3-day pass. And I was like, I'm not doing that. Genuinely, I will not do that. Why are you going to make me buy a 3-day pass? I'll just go as a community member, right?
Creator or community or industry badge holders came and told me about. I wanted to make that note. Their experience is valid, and I don't want you to be like, well, Swell said it was awful on anything that they said they had a good time. Their experience is valid. They won, they had a better experience. The end. But I'm always going to review, again, the attendee experience, and that's the experience that I got, which honestly, this was probably better this year. We'll, go, and then either I will be someone's +1, brand will invite me to their parties and things like that, okay? But this year, I wasn't even sure I was gonna be able to make it to VidCon because I went to Cannes Lions instead. And I
didn't have to worry about hotel or anything, because specifically, I won't tell you where I live, but I live pretty close to where VidCon was happening. So I was able to just drive. Like I didn't need a hotel. I just stayed at my own place and then drove there from,
which was my plan last year. I shared that in my VidCon review last year because I was severely depressed at VidCon last year. It stressed me out so much. It was depressing. It was weird. But the problem is that I'm nosy and insane. So even though I knew I was going to go to Cannes Lions, when I realized that my flight would get me in Friday night of the same weekend as VidCon, I, of course, could not turn off my video brain and decided I need to go see what VidCon.
Yeah, that was how I was. I had VidCon on my docket for a long time. Like at the very beginning of the year, I like to plan out things I want to do throughout the year. So I did put VidCon as something I wanted to do during June, but I never got my ticket for it until last second. And then I randomly found out, oh wait, VidCon's happening. What am I supposed to do? And I bought my ticket while the conference was already setting up. I walked into the conference on the Wednesday they were setting up for that weekend, and I said, can I buy a ticket today? and I did it very, very last second. Like if I hadn't seen the billboards going up everywhere reminding me, hey, VidCon's right now, I might have missed it just simply because I'm bad with dates.
VidCon would be like under the new owners of VidCon. For those of you who don't know, right before VidCon last year, VidCon had been bought from Viacom by another company called Informa. My understanding is that the sale had gone through prior to the event happening.
Also, I don't know how it was under Viacom because I never went under Viacom. But I remember always watching it as a kid back in like the mid 2010s when they were doing VidCon, and it seemed like a good time. It seemed like a little bit of a different experience than what I got this time.
Happening last year, but they did not announce it until after VidCon had finished. So a lot of us were speculating about like what company it was and things like that last year. And then not long after, they actually ended up canceling Baltimore VidCon, which many of my friends DM'd me or messaged me and said, you did this when that was shared. I don't think I did anything, truly. And then this year, I knew my team wasn't even trying to do anything with VidCon, even if I had been invited, which I knew I wouldn't be. I had plans to go to Cannes Lions, and then that's obviously what I ended up.
I have to go to Cannes Lions now, but like that's all the way in Paris. Like that's not a trip I can say, let me just drive here. You know, it's close by. So that's a whole different thing to take on.
Doing. For those of you that don't know, last year, what happened is that VidCon actually moved its dates because in 2023, there was a lot of creators that went to Cannes Lions instead of VidCon. Now, Cannes Lions has been going on for 50 years, way longer than VidCon has been a thing, but in the last couple of years, they have really been emphasizing the creator element at Cannes Lions because they acknowledge the marketing powerhouse that is creators, and now to the point that Cannes Lions has a creator badge, which is what I use.
And also, I don't really know anything about Cannes Lions. Like, so VidCon is the YouTuber convention. Like that's what it started as. I mean, like there's a lot of TikTokers there now, Instagrammers.
Which is one of the reasons.
There was very little Twitch stream I saw, which was little disappointing. Like Twitch is such a big platform now, and I know like it's live stream and not video, but like most of those streamers end up like doing VODs, right? And they end up making, you know, pretty much the same content as you would expect from a YouTuber. Same quality and everything, keeps your attention and all that. So to not have any at VidCon was a bit of a disappointment because I just straight up I didn't see any. But it seems like I didn't even know of Cannes Lions until recently, and knowing like they're doing this more creator focus, and VidCon, it seems like its reputation and what it like. Seems like VidCon used to be a much bigger thing back in like 15. It seems like every creator said, I have to make that. And this time around, it's like one of the top people there was Costco guys, right? It's not like, it doesn't feel like the community YouTube used to be. And that's what's disappointing.
Reasons that part of this video is going to be me talking about which one I think is worth it for you as a creator, okay? As far as buying a badge, pros and cons of each for a creator perspective, but that'll be towards the end. But that was 2023. A lot of creators chose one or the other, okay? In 2024, VidCon moved their dates a whole week later so that there was no overlap between Cannes Lions and VidCon. A lot of creators did both. Some decided that they would do one or the other because
I think it's just hard to like compete with another convention going on quite literally at the exact same, like in the same month. I'm sorry, but most creators are not going to do two conventions in the same month, right? Like if VidCon and TwitchCon were in the same month, I guarantee you I would not be going to both. I would figure out which one I want to go to. I'm not sure, but I would not be going to both. And like now, this year, TwitchCon's in October, and I went to VidCon, and now I'll go to TwitchCon. I'll go to both. I enjoyed my time at VidCon. I'm sure I'll enjoy my time at Twitch, but I could not do those in the same. That's not realistic for me, and that's not realistic for a lot of creators.
Shockingly, not shocking to me because I'm born and raised in Southern California, going to Anaheim, California, and going to Cannes, France, the cost is not shockingly different depending on where in the world or the country you're flying in from, especially if you're doing hotels, Airbnbs, etc.
And that's my positive of living here. I pay so much in rent to have that benefit of not paying for a trip to France, basically.
That played a role for a lot of people's decisions last year, but it gave people the ability to do both. This year, like I said, they moved it all back to where it initially was, which I was like, interesting. I talked to a lot of creators at Cannes Lions that normally do both, that said that they were not doing VidCon for the explicit purpose of the fact that they were, one, getting a full red carpet experience at Cannes Lions, but also because normally they would, but the dates just aren't going to work out and it's exhausting, okay? They were shocked I was doing both. That being said as well, I somehow managed to convince myself that VidCon has had a thing on Sunday for the last couple of years.
I made this mistake too. So tell me, if you hear that there's going to be a weekend convention, you think, oh, that's going to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? And let's say, oh, you got a setup day before. Okay, that's going to be on a Thursday. That's how it works, right? And that's how I bought my tickets. I was like, I'm going to attend the second day of VidCon because there are people I specifically want to meet on the second day and things I want to do on the second day. So it makes sense, right? So obviously, I'm going to buy a Saturday ticket, right? Wrong. Because the second day is on Friday. The first day of the convention is on a Thursday. The last day of the convention is Saturday. There is no day on Sunday. And the setup day is on Wednesday. So it's like I went and I bought my ticket on Saturday. And then I'm like, all right, great. I'm going to VidCon. I'm so excited. And then I've downloaded the app and it's like, start scheduling your day for day 3 of VidCon. I was like, day 3. I was like, no. I wanted day 2. I wanted to meet people on day 2. Why is Saturday day 3? It wasn't like, it literally took me fully buying the ticket and prepping and preparing before I realized that the third day was Saturday and the second day was on Friday. So that's when I had to go all the way down to the convention. They were setting it up and get a refund on that and repurchase my ticket on that Wednesday before the conference started. You know how frustrating that is? How difficult that is to have to deal with something like that? It's just like, just put it on, please, VidCon, if you watch this video, put it on Friday through Sunday. That is how conventions work. People have jobs. Some people can't make Friday because of work. So you really think people are gonna be able to even come at all when they're missing Thursday and Friday? They'll just say, I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna buy a 3-day ticket. Why should I buy a 3-day ticket when 2 of those days are on work days?
I was confirmed by a friend of mine that used to work at VidCon that they have never had anything on a Sunday.
And that's crazy. Like, this is a convention that has been going on since like early 2010s. So like maybe close to like 15 years of VidCon. And you're telling me that they've never had an event on Sunday. They've always started on Thursday and called it a weekend event when it starts on a Thursday and ends on Saturday.
And if there was anything on a Sunday, it was done by a brand or it was like a Disney day or things like that. That's a problem in and of itself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's bad that I just convinced myself that there was a Sunday thing for VidCon. But now that I've thought about it more, I do think this is a horrible decision from the planning of VidCon.
Yep.
You guys need to, you're a convention. Be open on a Sunday. What are we doing?
Yep.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday? That's it? It's always been like that? That's stupid. I'm
Yep.
sorry. That's so stupid, especially if you have a fan element. People have jobs. That's why people thought I was insane. They were like, you're going to do all this for one day? It was more surprising to me when I saw this. Now, I believe this was mentioned in the published press. I just screenshotted this. FYI, in 2024, Paramount sold VidCon to Informa, the same company that owns Cannes Lions. I did not know that.
That's weird. That is weird. Are they trying to There's no way they're sabotage because they like sold it to them. They wouldn't say, I don't know, you always know with capitalism, like there's a chance they sell it to a company. They're like, we're just going to tank this conference, specifically so this other our conference we already own can thrive even more. But I don't know. It's like, it's serving 2 different markets, Paris and California. And VidCon is much more I guess, YouTube focused. So honestly, I don't know. It's a tough. What do you even? They got to figure this out though. And honestly, I'd say move them on separate months.
That paints a very interesting picture as for why they moved the events back. Not to say that these two things are related, but it definitely is interesting when, you know, they're growing their creator badge over at Cannes Lions, and then VidCon, they're making it a little more difficult for creators to do both. I'm just saying.
Good point.
Interesting moving of dates with that information in mind. That kind of just paints a picture. You know what I'm saying? Like, interesting choices. I overall give VidCon max 3 years. I did talk to some people who were involved with sponsors that thought that was generous. But let's talk about VidCon. I bought my ticket very last minute for the creator badge, which was genuinely shocking to me. I think I bought it like Wednesday or Thursday when I was in France. So
that was me.
It's about 9 hours ahead.
Bought it on Wednesday
in France than it is here in LA. So something to keep in mind. But I did think it was interesting that I was able to get a creator badge that late in the game. My team reached out and was like, "Hey, Amanda might be able to make it. Do you guys want to give her an invited guest badge?" We never got a reply. I understand. I'm not being funny and like making it a bigger deal. I was told things, chat. Okay, I was told things by people that spoke to people at VidCon. I am a problem child to them, and that's okay.
Ooh.
I just want to make sure you guys know I'm not blowing smoke up my reviewer ass, okay? If there's a proverbial blacklist, I might be on it. They can't ban me for being critical, but they sure as hell don't have to invite me to anything. Anyways, got my badge for VidCon very last minute. Now, I purposely did not do industry, which is what I have tend to have done in the past to make sure I get access to the Hyatt. The Hyatt was not a thing this year. They actually moved the Hyatt, the Creator Hotel, which is normally at the Hyatt. That was at a different spot, and there was no Creator brand lounges at the Creator Hotel. VidCon took over the pool outdoor area is what it sounds like. And that was the only activation that was actually at the Creator Hotel. And it was a little more vibey. Some people did say they preferred it because they thought that the Hyatt was a bit too much. And again, there had a lot of more like foot traffic in the Hyatt previously and things like that. I talked about the Hyatt last year and how depressing it was because it felt hollowed out. It was $270 for the creator track, fairly last minute, and then service fee was $13 to $283.
Yeah, that is the thing. I will say I was judging VidCon based on like the price I bought it at, but I bought like last second pricing, right? I understand it was actually cheaper if you bought in advance, and I did not do that. So for the value I paid, I think it's a little too much, but I don't like if it was any cheaper, I feel like it's a value. I think it's just like when it is at regular price, it's a debated topic. If
3 was my total for a 3-day pass, 19th through 21st that I ended up only using Saturday of. Cost of being nosy these days. And yes, I got it Wednesday the 18th. So very weird that I was able to get it the day that the event technically started. So they put registration in Hall E, which is way over there. But you can't enter the spot without your badge. So now I have to go all the way around the whole outdoor area.
Yeah, that was so annoying. So when you're at the entrance, they have security coming way out of the entrance. And then you have festival grounds past that entrance. You arrive on the right side, you have to go all the way around all that security, entire festival grounds, for getting back around, going all the way back up all of that, back towards the end, then taking a left to go down another hallway to a different place where they were giving out the badges. Like, do it at security. There's no reason for it to be that difficult for me to... I think it took me just 10 minutes of just walking, 10 to 15 minutes of just like walking around, trying to get around everything to go get my badge. And then going back through all of that to try to get in. It was not a fun experience with that.
Fun. The actual space that they used of the convention center for VidCon this year was much smaller than it normally is. Normally they have food trucks. Normally there's people hanging out. Maybe there's people doing little meetups and things like that in this area near the fountain. The fountain's a big spot for photos. If anyone's cosplaying or getting photos.
Yeah, I remember walking around that area and it was like, it felt a little like ghost town vibes. There was very few people there. I know they were having the basketball event the next day in that arena right there, but it was like on the day I went. It was like, it was just used as like a place to get to and from, to go into Anaheim Disneyland area and to go towards where everything was actually happening.
Or, you know, in cool costumes, whatever, cool merch designs. None of that was there this year. There was no one hanging out in this area. There was no food trucks. There was no nothing, because this was not technically part of the VidCon this year, which just felt, again, very odd. That area outside the arena, there's previously been a stage there. They've tried putting it there a few times, gets more people filling out the space, utilizes the space a lot more, helps with crowding. That was not there this year. Like I said, there was
I guess
nothing
they
in this
just
area. Walk into registration.
They just like sorry, soda made me burp. I guess it's just like a cost saving measure, maybe. And the foot traffic of the area spreading out of people was not considered.
Registration. There was no one in line for the registration for creator badge. Now I'm ready to speed run this event. I'm like fully ready to hit the ground running, see as much of this floor, as much of the venue, everything I possibly can in the span of one day. And then I did.
So she went on Saturday. Okay, we did not go the same day.
Didn't need to do that. I do think I saw everything that my badge could get me into in the span of 2 hours. I was there for 4. So
I'll be very real. On the second day, there was a lot of event stuff going on. I don't remember what time exactly. By like 3 p.m. or 4 p.m., it felt like there was nothing to do besides walk around the main area and look at the same stuff again over and over. Because I was waiting for an event to start that night. There was nothing on the schedule for a period. There was a big chunk where there was nothing to do. And like it felt odd. I was like, I want to do something, but I can't. I just got to sit here and wait, basically, because there's nothing to do. And there's no way to get into this event. And also by the way, I'm being a bit more critical in this video. I already did an entire live stream segment talking about, you know, good time I had. And also, this is like my third time talking about VidCon. I also did the vlog where I showed like my initial live experience, and I had a good time there. But there was definitely criticism, and I think they were very valid, you know? And it's not to say I hated like going to VidCon. I'm glad I went. I'm glad I purchased a ticket. It was a good time. But I think there's definitely parts where I was like, this is not, no, this could be better.
the map, as it always is, and then the community track stuff. It's always on here. Thursday was a lot of industry stuff and then some creator track stuff. Hall of Fame ceremony. That was on Thursday. They did a whole Hall of Fame thing, which I have seen very little videos of, aside from a couple of videos and stories of creators having to like tell people to be respectful because they were being really weird. I've seen nothing of it. A few people have told me that the only videos they saw from VidCon were mine, from my one day being there. But that was like a huge deal. They were inducting a couple of creators into a Hall of Fame, which you'll see in my video.
Now that's a cool idea. I love that. I love that idea of a Hall of Fame, and I think they should continue to do that. I think it also solidifies VidCon as like having a little bit of ownership over the creator community in general, or at least the YouTube community as general. So I think that is a positive.
I did go by their Hall of Fame little setup where you can see some of the creators that they had inducted into the Hall of Fame. Say across the board, the biggest presence from a social media company that I witnessed was YouTube, which a lot of people prefer, especially if you're a creator like me that's a YouTuber. I create on all platforms, but I do identify as a YouTuber first and foremost. But I don't think it's a good sign for your event when social media platforms have previously considered your event the place to go to connect with new creators and existing creators and prop up their...
Yeah, I mean, VidCon has always been like the YouTube event, though. It's not officially the YouTube event. It's like a video creator event. But, I mean, I think it's like, it's definitely very, very YouTube. And that's what I was mentioning earlier. There was no creators from Twitch, and there was absolutely zero presence from Twitch at all at this. There was, I didn't see Instagram too, by the way, which is surprising. I saw YouTube and I saw basically TikTok. That was it. Right? Yeah, I didn't see any other presence from other platform.
current high performing creators and talk about those things when they are just straight up lacking from your event. I don't think that's a good sign for your event as far as what used to be considered the industry standard event for people in the creator economy, in the creator space that have, you know, fans that they want to connect with and things like that. I don't think that's a good sign. YouTube was a big deal here. Even inside the exhibitor hall, they had another space that was the shorts like house where you could film shorts and stuff in there. Then the only other brand that I really saw in here was TikTok. They had a tiny little booth that was talking about a couple of different things like TikTok shop and things like that. But to come from Cannes Lions, where TikTok took over the entirety of the courtyard of the Ritz-Carlton, to then come to VidCon and see this tiny little, not even 10 by 10 booth, maybe.
It was small.
Interesting, to say the least. Okay, I believe they did a party or a dinner or
like
something.
The TikTok like setup they had there was basically the same size as like a random people's booth where they were like selling like camera equipment or an agency. Like TikTok's booth was literally the size of some agencies recruiting TikTok creators. So that says something.
Other than that, but that's it. Meta, nowhere to be seen inside the event.
Yep.
What they did is they did a Disney night for featured creators, and they partnered with Disney. Disney did have a Disney Plus activation within.
I liked Disney Plus's setup. It was pretty cool. And I got a free pin from it, which was great.
The exhibitor hall, they often do. They did like a throwback Disney thing, which did look fun, and there was a big line for it. People looked to be enjoying it. But they did a Disney meta night where they rented out Disney, it sounds like, and that's obviously a lot of money. But again, it's one of those things where I don't know how in partnership.
Yeah, it's just like a name attached to it. It's like sponsored by Meta. It's like it's not something where it's like, okay, this is somewhere where I can learn more about like maybe hosting video on Meta and then growing a platform on Meta, or like Facebook and Instagram. I mean, but yeah.
With VidCon, you are when the thing that you are doing and sponsoring is off-site your venue. I know also in this video I am talking about Cannes Lions, an event where it is a feature of the fact that other brands are not exactly inside the venue of the Cannes Lions Festival and are instead a part of the event outside in Cannes. But I think that for Cannes Lions in particular, that brand element very much works in tandem with the actual festival, in that me just simply buying a ticket to Cannes Lions, I am then immediately shown, here's the other things that are happening around Cannes that you can check out. Check these out, including everything happening with TikTok and the like, okay? Whereas these other parties and other events that are happening at VidCon, unless you are a featured creator, invited guest, or you know someone already at a brand that is inviting you personally.
That was the thing. So I couldn't be a creator because I only used a one-day pass, right? And being a one-day pass holder, you could only pick a community member, aka a fan of the content creators. So I couldn't even label myself as a creator and get access to the things I wanted to have access to.
You don't get access to those things by buying a badge or becoming aware of those things even by buying a badge. And I think that in lies.
Yeah, that's another thing. And even like buying the badge. I mean, there was definitely events I wanted to go to that you needed the badge for that I was like kept from. But then there's also like on top of that, the extra events you have to be invited to. So like layers upon layers upon layers of what is exclusive and what is not.
The main difference. There was a lot of brands that I spoke to that did parties and dinners and things like that off-site of VidCon, which again, a lot of creators come to town for VidCon, makes sense, okay? But it's not always a good sign when, again, they are deciding that your event is not where they want to put their money. They want to put it outside of your event so that they can get access to the people that are traveling there for your event. Does that make sense? You might be the thing that's getting...
And that could be a pricing issue. I mean, I've been on the opposite end of having a company at an event and paying for space at the conference. That can get really, really expensive very, very quickly. It is much, much easier to do that outside of the event space because all these other like restaurants and hotels outside of the convention are willing to host you for a infinitely cheaper amount. And I know, and that's from my experience from a conference that's not even like a well-known conference. Knowing VidCon, definitely new management over it, they might really be trying to milk that money out of it, and the brands just no to
them there, but like they don't want to work with you, you know, to make it so that like they're synonymous with you in any capacity.
So this is the creator track zone. So these are things that are meant for creators. So we got TikTok and the like there. I think this is TikTok's only booth. I'm gonna keep walking though.
There was a lot of good and a lot of bad in the exhibitor hall. I have been talking about a creator artist alley of some sort at VidCon for a few years now. We have a ton of artists on YouTube. We have a ton of artists on literally every single social media platform. You have a ton of artists that speak at VidCon. One of the biggest draws for your attendees is going to be the animation creators and all of that. So I think an artist alley is brilliant.
Okay, so we got Simply Pop, we got the thing there, we got the lounge spot, we got some food spots inside, which is smart. And then shop spot is new. That is very smart. And a maker's alley? Okay, cool. Okay. I've been saying they've been needing an artist alley at VidCon for a few years now. So let's see what this looks like. I'm actually excited. Yay.
They had a maker's alley kind of in another spot separated by curtains that was very, I don't know why you did the alley style. I don't know why you did the curtains. I get giving them a backdrop or something, but I didn't think that was necessary. It felt like they were kind of hidden away. And it was weird because I walked in there and I just thought people had left. And I was like, oh, okay, like maybe they sold out. And because they had a bunch of tables in here that were artists that were selling things that they had made. And I saw 5 tables, I kid you not, empty with the names still up on the walls. Now it's super early in the morning, so I'm thinking maybe they just haven't set up for the day or maybe they left. So I go up to the table next to one of these tables and I'm like, did they leave? And she tells me 5 artists apparently did not show up ever. And so artists that were in this space move to better spots.
That's crazy.
So these 5 people did not just show up in this one clump. There were people that were listed that never showed up, but they just moved to better spots
wild.
Down at different parts of the aisle that would have more better foot traffic because there was no real foot traffic in the spot where I was. Okay. When this happens and people don't show up, remove the table or at least take the signs down. Adjust the curtains. It looks weird and empty. Take the tables. This is something that no events do. When people
that was the thing with VidCon is like there was just parts of it that felt really, really awkward. Like there's parts of it that felt like, oh, this is very high production. This is great. And then there was other parts of it that it felt like this was like a single creator running the event, like TanaCon or something like that, where it's just like it felt like very amateur for the amount of employees, especially that is at VidCon.
Don't show up. I get just leaving the table open because maybe people want to set down their stuff, move things around, allow booths to move around. Totally cool. That's fine and dandy. And take the tables out after it's been a day. It looks weird and empty. It looks like people abandoned your event. Take them out. For this area, for the table, it was $400. For a booth, it was $800, according to one of the vendors I spoke to. I did talk to my accountants, because my accountants, I have accountants that work with a lot of creators. They had a booth at VidCon.
When you find your accountants at VidCon and you
I saw that.
they were gonna be here.
Which straight up, I told them not to do that again. You guys have enough clients. You could do a dinner and we could each invite 2 or 3 prospective clients and you guys would get it would be way more valuable for you guys than doing this. So we'll see if they agree with me next time, okay? But I found out that they spent $2,000 on their booth in the creator space.
That's not that bad. I've spent way more on a booth. 2,000 is chump change, honestly. Because I'll be very real. There's a very high chance they make that money back, and based on like what they want their cost per. I think it's option. I thought it was going to be higher.
For a backdrop space and a table, $2,000. If someone's a feature creator and they have a booth, that is typically thrown in with being a feature creator. You are given a 10 by 10 booth, if not larger, so long as you, I think, are selling something and then have someone manning the booth at all times.
Yeah, Dream had one.
That is something that they give to feature creators. You can also buy
Dream
a booth
had a crazy
and things
line.
like that, but mostly feature creators just utilize the booth that they are given. Okay, I've heard numbers from certain creators. They have the ability to make a buckload of money doing this and selling their merch at these booths. I will say having a more clear cut.
I know Dream probably made millions. Not million. I don't know if he made millions. He made a lot of money. A lot of money.
Creator space very necessary. There was a couple of different things in this area that were very clearly for creators on the exhibitor hall floor, something that I felt has been lacking the last couple of years. There's a few of the common ones like black magic design and things like that that have been there consistently, but for the most part, the creator clear-cut space on the exhibitor hall floor has been shrinking. So to see that expand, great. To see the shop area and the—
I will say there's a lot of where it's just like, you just like look at it all and you're like, what do I do with this? But it's like, I've been to conferences like that where it's like, oh, it's made specifically for like one specific group of people. Like you'll have different tiers, like at VidCon, where you have creators, community, and brands as your 3 tiers. And you'll have a ton of people from one that's like not meant for that booth wander up and explore it. It'll be awkward, but it's just like, it's something that happens. I want to like try to cater to different groups and specialize them at the time and group them together.
The artist alley, sorry, maker's alley exist. Great. Okay. There are things that are good here, but overall it just felt immensely hollowed out. The lack of big names on the floor, Amazon Prime not being there, Prime Video. I don't think Spotify did anything. Obviously TikTok, you know, Meta, Instagram not having a presence in—
By the way, with all that being mentioning Prime Video there, it made me think about Mr. Beast and his Prime Video series. Zero presence of Mr. Beast brand at the YouTube convention. The Mr. Beast brand, the biggest channel on YouTube, with a corporation behind it. Mr. Beast is a corporation. Did not have any, absolutely any connection to VidCon.
Inside your venue, very odd. Big stages out here. Saw a couple of my friends speaking and things like that. That's really it. Go upstairs to the creator floor. This was low-key depressing. I don't know how to fix this, other than getting more creators that are up-and-coming creators to go to VidCon. So on the creator floor, there was some good talks. I went and saw a few of them. Again, I saw a few of my friends talk. I got screenshots of a couple of the talk panels that were happening. Cracking the China code, how creators can tap into 1.5 billion person market, building influence into product, 2 sides of the coin, creator meets lawyer, 10x your personal brand, creative teams don't burn out by accident. They have the mentorship series, which is typically bigger creators coming in talking with smaller groups. I think you have to register for these prior. The creator lounge this time around was YouTube. YouTube has done the creator lounge a few years now. It was cool.
It looks nice. I wish I had access to this. I didn't get access to any of this, but this is still like way better than like, I really wish they had a creator one day, and it upsets me that that's not an option. It doesn't make sense that that's not an option. Like, you quite literally, I am a creator. I wanted to come to this event as a creator and connect with other creators. You do that through the creator track. You did not give me the option to do that creator track unless I attended all 3 days. I did not want to attend all 3 days. I had set out aside one day that I needed to do this. I had work to do the other 2 days. And basically the response is, tough luck. You're a community member on the basis you don't want to be here 3 days.
In here, I talked with a few people in the YouTube spot. That's where I got the YouTube pin, the 20-year pin.
Oh, I want that.
Obviously, of YouTube, as I've said, VidCon, YouTube. Doing a bunch of creator collective events, which I've done quite
I'm gonna check eBay for that pin. I kind of want that pin.
Few creator collective events, but they did a bunch for this weekend, and I RSVP'd for the Pride event because I'm bi, and it's Pride month. That'd be fun. But it was a brunch, and it was at like 11, and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it. Like the floor just opened. I have to speed run this. Like it's off site. It's at Anaheim Packing House, which is like 12 minutes away. And then I did the rest of the
Yeah, that's a little far, especially with like how the parking is in Anaheim. That's not great.
Floor, and I did one more lap of the exhibitor hall floor really quickly, and I was like, oh, I can leave, I'm bored. So I did go to my creator collective event. But first, when I was outside on my way to get my badge, I bumped into a viewer who told me a few things. One, he said that I could sneak up to the industry floor if I really wanted to with a creator badge. They don't care. Wasn't going to try that, but appreciate the note that apparently that's something that's been happening all week. And that the Creator RX Lounge was a scam. They had a big thing outside, and basically you could come in and go to different stations that were designed like a hospital so they could try and diagnose what was wrong with your link in bio so you could try and make money with your link in bio.
Great. They're just selling you a service. What they're doing.
The creator, and then you could maybe get some coffee at the end because they had a little coffee spot. This was all just a sales pitch thing, which is why he was like, this is a scam. I thought about it, was like, I don't think I need more coffee because I have a pounding headache and I like my Beacon's link in bio. Did not feel like I missed anything. That's all that was up on the Creator Hall floor, that and 3 talks. So what they've done previously and what has been an issue is that they would put this floor right where the Creator Hall was, because it's 1 floor, 2nd floor, 3rd floor. I believe it was last year or the year before, they actually put the Creator Hall floor on the 3rd floor and not the 2nd floor. The 2nd floor has way larger rooms, and so it makes more sense to have the creator talks here, because if you're going to have big crowds, it's gonna be the creator badge. And so having them on this floor makes more sense. What they would do is they would let you get off the escalators here if you were an industry badge. Otherwise, you would be pushed straight up to the 3rd floor for the creator badge. Smaller rooms, it was stupid. I don't know why they did that previously. This makes more sense. Having the industry badge, which again is gonna have less badges on the top floor, makes the most sense. Glad they did that. Obviously, I didn't go up there, but still. Then I go to Pride Brunch. Had fun. But this is where I would say my jet lag decided to punch me in the face. Beat the shit out of me. It was like, haha, you're done. So I stayed here for a little while. Then I went back to VidCon, did another lap or 2 of the exhibitor hall floor, saw if any of my friends wanted to meet up. Most of them were either hungover, sleeping, or had panels, or hanging by the pool. And then I was like, okay, I'm done. And I went to go take a nap at my dad's house. In total, it was about 4 hours I was at VidCon, including the time I was away from VidCon at the Creator Collective. Do I think I saw everything? Yes. Do I think that I missed anything by leaving that early? No. You can have an issue with me all you want. That's fine. Overall, would I do this again as a creator? No. I said that last year too. But I'm nosy. And the thing is as well, is I do like seeing my friends. Most of my friends were at VidCon, even though I didn't get
I can't have an opinion on that because I didn't get to do it as a creator. And like, also like being like a little bit of a smaller creator, like I have like 1/10 of her subscriber count. It's like, I don't, I think I need some of that experience a bit more and the connection a bit more. So seems like they're not making it worthwhile for large creators. I don't even know, like that one thing she was talking about with the link in bio, where it's literally just a scam to sell you a service. I built my own link in bio. Like if you go to my link in bio, devinstreet.com, which is a custom domain name as well, that sends you to a website built by me. I don't use third-party link in bio service like Linktree. I do it all myself. And I don't know. I'm just still like really upset that there is not a 1-day creator badge. It does not make sense that you are required to attend 3 days of this to get a creator badge. I understand maybe they don't want to make it as accessible because then they're like, oh, people who are community members will just buy the creator badge and have access to the creators in a way that we don't want, or I don't know. But like personally, I don't think it makes sense not let me have a creator badge if I'm going 1 day. Why do I have to buy a 3-day package? It doesn't make sense.
Chance to see them before my jet lag decided to kidnap me. That's typically where they are. A lot of them are in town. I'll see a lot of them before they leave. And any creators that are like on the fence about VidCon as a featured creator or otherwise, or if they were denied featured creator and are trying to still go, it's usually because they want to see their friends. This is a very solitary industry. Most of our videos are filmed alone in our rooms, okay? So an event where we can go and hang out with our friends from across the country or across the world is going to be an event a lot of people are going to prioritize in their calendar, which is why, again, a lot of people are going to be like, I had a blast because they got to spend time with their friends, and that's okay. So let's talk about VidCon versus Cannes Lions from the creator perspective. Like I said, I had a creator badge for Cannes Lions. I had a creator badge for VidCon. Overall, it depends what you want. I am at a point in my career where I don't need VidCon. I do not need to be a speaker on a panel at VidCon. it's not going to do much for my career. Now, just because someone does a panel at VidCon does not mean they need it for their career. There's a variety of reasons that's why people want to do a panel at VidCon, okay? Or be involved in VidCon. There's a variety of reasons. My audience as a whole is around my age demographic. I am 27 years old. Most of my audience is about 18 to 35, up into the 45s. There's a few stragglers in there. Some of you are 60. I don't know what you get from me. A lot of you are nosy. Understandable. Most of my audience, I do not feel comfortable promoting VidCon to go to as an attendee just for the hopes of potentially meeting me. There's not enough there for them for me to feel like I am justifiably able to promote this event to my audience if I were to do a meet and greet or something like that. I am also someone, unlike a lot of creators, I do events like this at least once a month, if not 3 times a month. I bump into you guys, the viewers, all over the country and sometimes all over the world. And that's something that I am very fortunate to do. Therefore, I do not need something like VidCon for me to be able to meet my fans in that way. My viewers, my fans, whatever you would like to call yourselves. Okay. Golkinators? No. There are a lot of creators that do not have those opportunities to meet their viewers or do not feel safe to meet their viewers outside of a scenario like VidCon, where there is security, where it is very safe and controlled, and at the very least, they have other friends around them to help them out if someone gets creepy or crazy. That is where VidCon is really going to be valuable for you as a creator, is meeting.
That's why Dream is that, like, that was the thing. And I don't know if she mentioned it right there. She said she's got a more adult audience. VidCon is very kid oriented, I feel like. As someone that was forced to attend as a community member, like I said, I wanted my creator badge. I did not get my creator badge because they were making me purchase 3 days. I had to go with community badge. I felt like I was just surrounded by 9-year-olds the entire time. Like I know this event used to also bring in a lot of people that were like older. They're like 20s and 30s. And it doesn't feel that way. Now it feels like a kid event where everyone is there to like see, right? So even like when I met like Rosanna, like I noticed like Rosanna being like an older creator, it was a lot of like older people there to see her. All the other lines for the newer creators all like have complete children, you know? And I think they're gearing the creators coming are geared toward
your viewers and that viewer connection.
Which I can say is sometimes great. Like, right? Sometimes it's great to have things for kids. I would never say take away Dream, take away any of that. But at the same exact time, you have adults with adult money who would love to fan and geek out about a certain creator at their event. You're just not inviting those creators, or those creators are not coming. So you like something that has to be figured out.
In a safe environment, hopefully. I have heard of a few different instances of things not being super safe, but that usually is the instance of a creator not wanting to escalate a situation and security just not being close enough, okay? Nothing dangerous from what I've been told, but it's things where it's just like, I don't want to make this awkward and there's not someone close enough to like help me diffuse the situation, things like that. Some people prefer VidCon in that regard. If your goal with doing an event between VidCon and Cannes Lions is just to meet your viewers, VidCon's gonna be your choice, 100%. If all you want is to, you know, get the perks of being a creator, whether it's a feature creator or anything like that, VidCon's gonna be your choice. The parties, the fun stuff, even obviously not with the badge or anything like that, okay? But like to just go and hang out with viewers, hang out with other creators and things like that. In this environment in California, maybe go to a Disney day with other creators, bump into your fans at Disneyland or Downtown Disney, or bump into other creators at Downtown Disney and things like that. Get people being like, wait, you know them? That's gonna be VidCon. But if you are a creator that is either trying to grow, trying to turn your creator hobby into a business, you are trying to make other connections in the industry. You want to talk with other people at brands. You want to talk with creators that are of different niches than you, that are bigger than you in different capacities, or have figured out other things differently, or you want to talk with big people high up at brands. Cannes Lions is your move. The amount of people I met high up at various creator social media platforms I didn't even consider as social media platforms, people high up at brands that I would like to work with, that I met, that I am now going to be connected with on LinkedIn, at the very least. You want to have LinkedIn kind of blow smoke up your ass because they're trying to turn it into a creator platform, even though that's it, which is another really bad sign for the job market, frankly.
Yep.
That the job platform is turning into let's make content. Very bad sign, okay? But if you want that to happen, Cannes Lions is the move. If you want to go party with a bunch of marketing people that can put you in touch with people at different companies, if you want to go walk into a hotel for a TikTok thing and bump into literal Olympians, Cannes Lions is your move. Like, there was a lot of downsides of Cannes Lions as well. Obviously, if you saw my Cannes Lions videos, I talked about the fact that there was a lot of people that I met that were very annoyed that their billboard was speaking to them. That's me, I'm the billboard. I say creators and the new billboards. That was a lot of the experience that I was seeing. At the very least, for Cannes Lions versus VidCon, VidCon felt very hollowed out, whereas previously it is an event that I have loved and adored, and I've just seen drift into a shell of itself. I don't know.
That's a good shell out is like a good. It felt very hollow. It did not feel like something where I'm like, this is. Wow, they have everything. I don't have time to do it all. I was literally sitting and I'm like waiting for the next event. Nothing else to do right now.
Who you think you are for. Cannes Lions is straight up an industry event in the same way that I've talked about Vid Summit being an industry event and being up on the, the goal of being the business side of the creator economy. That's Vid Summit. Cannes Lions is a lot of that in the same way, but from the marketing side of things. The creator economy is a huge element of marketing nowadays. We are a billion-dollar industry when it comes to market spend, market dollars being spent, and things of that nature. I'm not even just talking about like from the perspective of getting sponsorships and things like that. There are people that I met that are going to help me long term, that are just a better investment of my time. Going to France was a better investment of my time as a full-time creator than going to VidCon would have been. And I'm from Southern California. I spent way more money going to France, 100%, but it was a better investment of my time at the stage of my career that I am at. And that is okay to admit. You're gonna get pitched a bunch of shit about AI, but still, Cannes Lions is the move. If you want to connect with your audience, VidCon is probably still the move right now. But even they don't know who they are for. And at the end of the day, you have to be realistic about who your audience is. You as a creator need to make the decision for yourself and where your travel dollars, where your best time is spent when you could be at home making another video or making more content.
And what I will say is, like, for me, it was like, for value, for me specifically, VidCon made way more sense because obviously I live in Southern California. I don't have to take a plane, get to VidCon. I can drive there from my apartment. I don't have to stay at a hotel or anything or get any of those accommodations. I can sleep in my bed at night and go to VidCon. So it's like, that's another thing.
That's something you have to check in with yourself as an independent media company and as a small business owner or a big business owner, depending on how you choose to look at your content. I'm a businesswoman. I have to look at my content accordingly. That being said, I will be at Cannes Lions next year. And if VidCon is still a thing next year, I will not be there. My nosiness is satiated. My friends can go have fun. I'll live. And that's really going to be it. Did you do VidCon? Did you see me at VidCon? But you were like, that's not swell. I was also wearing a face mask, so a few of you were like, messaged me later, like, was that, you weren't there, right? You were just in France. That was me. Did you see me and you didn't say hi? Were you annoyed you missed me? Were you surprised I went at all? Let me know. Comment down below. Reminder, I stream on Twitch. My Sonic Team is now available on Spotify.
Yeah, so I wanted to show you guys also. So I was talking about this a little bit. This is not available on their website anymore. They deleted this. This is the ticket comparison of the different tracks you could do. So there is, this is like what you all got across the board for all of these. Not much actually, by the way, considering like some of the biggest things are cut off before you even get past single ticket. But you have community track, creator track, and industry track. You then have single day, but only for community. I understand not making a single day for industry track, but it does not make sense why there is not a single day for community track, especially when you're doing an event that 2 of those days of the event are work days for people, by the way. Not only that, but on top of all of that, there is also the fact that a lot of these creators, like you're hosting this in Southern California, a lot of these creators live here. LA is the hub of content creation, always has been, and it always will be. Creators get big, they move to Los Angeles, right? So, and sometimes they would only want to drive and attend that event for one day. It does not make sense why there is a single day for that community, or why there's no like creator track for that single day. That's what I meant. But, and then on top of that, like single day, you don't get meet and greets. Obviously, you don't get the mentorship because you're not a creator. You don't get any of this creator stuff and all that. It's like, and also they try to tier this. I'll point this out. They try to tier this as if it is, oh, like industry, like your top level, and then like creators a level below that, community level below that, when that's not how it should be, right? It should be creator is its own thing, community is its one thing, industry is one. Creators can still go to the community stuff. I think that's something, but I think you shouldn't be trying to tier it like this is the best one that gives you the most, and this is the least one that gives you the least. So then, I'll say on top of that, I have a VidCon schedule right here. So that right here, this is my VidCon schedule where it breaks down everything you can do at VidCon. And I'm just going to use the example. I'm sure there's more examples on this schedule of my day. Find this. Yeah. I went Friday, June 20th. Right here. So on my day, Friday, June 20th, you'll take a look and there is a VidCon After Dark event. And had some great creators at it, like the Costco guys and everything. This event starts at 7 p.m. On this list of events, everything else ends at 5 or 4 p.m. Right? There's a few things that are, and it's like the things that end at like 5 or 4 are like one not for community or like very specific things, like a meet and greet. You do the meet and greets, you have to schedule who you're going with. So if you already done your meet and greet for the day, that's not an event you can do. A lot of these are creator restricted. So you're having a period from like at the most, if you've found a way to take part in these events that I'm talking about, your day is still ending at 5 p.m. and then you have to sit around for 2 whole hours, which is what I did. I kind of sat around, just did laps around the conference when there was nothing really going on before I was able to get into this VidCon After Dark event. So that is another thing on top of it, where it's just like, why is there nothing to do? Like just literally start the event later and cram stuff more in together if that's the case, because I got there late. Like I didn't want to get up at whenever this started, like what, 8 a.m.? Yeah, 8 a.m. I'm not getting up at 8 a.m. to go to the event either. Like that is way too early to start for you to be spreading things out to where there's a 2-hour period where there's nothing. So yeah, that is my opinion on VidCon. I will probably be back next year. I'm saying that. Once again, this is my frustration side of it. I've already made 2 whole different videos talking about the things I liked about it and the things I enjoyed about it and why I would be back and everything. But there is this side of it where it's just like, this does not make sense at all. That makes sense. But yeah, that was it. I know I have other things on the schedule for today. You know, I was gonna talk about some changes, but actually, I think I'm gonna save that so I can create a PowerPoint about it and give you guys some what I think I might be doing. Other than that, we were gonna look at Reddit and everything later. I don't think I'm gonna do that today. Just cause I don't know. I need caffeine, or I'm slowly starting to like feel some drain. I went to the gym earlier, and then on top of all that, we have been live streaming for 3 hours now, and you know, pretty decent stream. Definitely a lower amount of viewers expected, but it's not every day you get the biggest stream. Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in. Everyone that did. I am tired. I don't know why. I need to cut out, but yeah. I will see you guys later. We'll be doing another stream. I've been saying for like a month now I'm supposed to do the Star Wars theory video, and I haven't done it yet. So that's gonna come out eventually. I'm a mess right now. But yeah, guys, appreciate you. See you in the next